Let's not even beat around the... Okay, already. Let's not even beat around the bush today, guys. This is probably going to be the last time we play with Yuri. You know, I've enjoyed a lot of this stream. I've had fun. I'm excited. But, shit, we did the deed last time we were here. And honestly, it looks like this might be it, boys. Might be the last time I play for Yuri. Don't get me wrong, I would love it, but, you know, there's many other mods that we'll try out, so let's not dilly-dally and get into this. The sounds of my alarm rouses me back to consciousness. Normally, I be a little grumpy throughout another yet early start of the day, but not today. Thinking about the other Valentine's weekend with Yuri I spent with each other, it really could have gone any better. Waking up to her on Sunday, with either of us clothed, I blush as I hop out of bed. Now that we've taken our relationship to the next level, I wonder what the next occasion is going to be. Flashes of Yuri's body flicker in my mind. Man, I really am the luckiest guy in the world. With a grin, I complete the rest of my morning routine and head to school. Looks like the weather is emulating my feelings. It's uncharacteristically warm today. The nasty gray skies of winter are nowhere to be seen. Can't complain. Morning, Curly. Hey Yuri, what's up? Just thought I'll let you. Aww. Just thought I'll let you know I won't be coming to school today. Looks like I'll come down with a cold. That sucks. You don't need anything, do you? I like medicine or anything? No. I think I'll be okay for now. You sure? I really wouldn't mind coming after school. Positive. I'll let you know when I feel better. Okay, sounds good. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you. I love you, Curly. Love you too, Yuri. Speak soon. Aw, shucks. Sucks that I won't be seeing Yuri. I really turned to a lovesick puppy, haven't I? I smile as I shake my head and carry on walking. And that's the end of today's lessons, everyone. Such a shame it was such an interesting note. I don't suppose anyone would rather learn about the relationship between Hitler and Mussolini instead of suffering face of delicious food. His own stomach rumbles, and the class starts to laugh. Well, I hope no one, because I'm really hungry. Until next time, guys. I stand up and make my way over to the door. I bet the others will tease me about Valentine's Day soon. Totally forgot about that. Sayori, Natsuki, and Monika are already there by the time I step foot inside. Monika typing something on her laptop while attempting to eat. Sayori engrossed in her food. On the other hand, Natsuki doesn't seem to have any food. Instead, focusing on what looks like another shoujo manga. Morning, guys! It's a warm day, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I have to say it's a real huge relief because tennis practice are nearly enjoyable when it's freezing. You play tennis in the winter? You're so dedicated, Monika. More like crazy. You'd be amazed at how often those traits can coincide.
As I pull out my food and begin eating, Monika closes her laptop lid and puts the machine into her bag snugly fit.
Is Yuri not with you today?
Nah, she said she wasn't feeling well today. Natsuki mumbles under her breath. That sounds suspiciously more like morning sickness. Yeah, probably act like I didn't hear it. Yo, Natsuki's wilding. I'm not even gonna hold you. Natsuki saying morning sickness after I fucking just did the deed? Yo, shit got a nigga paranoid.
Oh, what's wrong? Is it the flu?
Nope, some kind of bug. I offered to go and see her after the school, but she said she'd be okay.
You know, that's probably for the best.
What do you mean?
I mean, you two already spent a lot of time together. I'm guessing you guys spent Valentine's weekend with each other too. Of course, it's nice to spend time with your partner, but it's also a healthy break, don't you think?
I haven't really thought about it like that. Guess you're right. Just a bit worried, that's all. Monika laughed softly.
Curly, it's just a little bug. I'm sure she's going to be fine. She's not a little child, you know.
Okay, I get it.
It's sweet that you're concerned, though.
Yeah. Natsuki must have been looking at my expression because she suddenly pipes up.
If it makes you feel better, I'll go check up on her.
Huh? She looks at the floor like she's struggling with her words.
I mean, she's my friend too.
I grin at Natsuki as always someone who really be bad at hurting her true feelings. You are too, aren't you?
No! It's just, We're getting a bit closer, so she... Ugh. I just think she'd appreciate it, okay? Aww. Looking out for Yuri so much. It's so cute.
Seeing the look at Natsuki's face while Monica hastily interjects.
I think what Sorryiii really means is that it's nice to see you two bonding as well of late. Looks like you both put aside your differences. It's great to see. God, you make everything so sentimentally and awkward. Sorry, Natsuki. Anyway, seeing as Yuri's not here today, there's not much point in sharing poems for our club meetings.
What do you mean? I can still share.
Instead, why don't we try writing one instead? Ooh, something new. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. What? What about the poems I've already written, though? We can share them when Yuri's back. We'd all get more feedback that way, too. I guess that can work.
No complaints here.
I'd figure you'd say that, Curly. I had a hunch you were slightly preoccupied over this weekend and weren't able to write a poem.
No idea what you're talking about, Monica.
Well, have you written a poem?
What a mystery will be taken to her graves. Monica doesn't look too particularly convinced, but thankfully the bell rings in the interrogation. As we pack our things and prepare to head back to our homeroom, an idea comes to mind. I think Yuri would really appreciate if I wrote her poem. Yeah, that'd be a great romantic gesture. Let's just get through the rest of the day first. With the final lesson over, I make my way over to the club room, eager to test my poetic abilities. I've really changed, haven't I? I didn't mind writing poems back then, but now I'm so eager to do so. Oh well, it's hardly a bad thing. Once again, I'm the last one in. As everyone sits in the desk, Monica clears her throat and addresses everyone in the room.
Okay, everyone! There isn't really much for me to say. After all, you're all meant to be doing so well. By all means, feel free to collaborate with others if you want to. Figured this poem would be a great way to show some insight on how you guys write poems. Way to put pressure on us, Monica. Sorry. Just see what you guys can come up with. If you want to finish at home, that's fine. I just didn't want to waste the session, and I figured something new might be appreciated. It's okay, Monica. Come on, Natsuki, let's work together.
She leads her away as I reach into my bag. I'm pulling out writing materials as I pause. It's a note I received on Valentine's Day. I totally forgot about that. What should I do about it? Even though I'm more happy about Yuri, I'd be lying if at least I'm curious about who it sent was. Just in case, we're gonna save it. Just in case. Looking around, it seems that Sayori and Natsuki are busy. Well, at least Sayori is. She's animated characting while Natsuki is pretending she's listening. Monica doesn't look preoccupied, so... Hey Monica!
What's up, Curly?
I lower my voice and shift my chair a little. This prompts her to raise an eyebrow, an understandable response. Listen, can I ask you something?
Something confidential, I assume?
She discreetly nods at the two other girls. I nod my head and show her the crumbled note. I found this envelope in my locker on Valentine's Day.
And you're asking me if I know who it's from?
How'd you guess?
Well, it's either that, or ask if I sent it, and I think we both know the answer to that question.
Though her tone is dry, I can finally detect humor in her voice. I forget when Monica sometimes likes to tease people. So, any ideas?
You tell me, Curly.
I blink at her. What's that supposed to mean?
In other words, I'm asking if you have any ideas.
Well, it has to be someone from I know, and I can't imagine anyone from my classroom, so... I can't imagine from coming from Natsuki, so... Sayori? Monica must have been following. I look as she nods.
Looks like you don't need my detective skills after all.
But, Sayori...
Didn't you also receive chocolates from her?
Yeah, but it's just friendship chocolate, right? Monica stares at me for a moment, and somehow I get the feeling she's doing her best not to roll her eyes. I don't know, it's weird to think Sayori that sense. We've always been good friends. It's just kind of weird to imagine us being anything more than that.
There's nothing wrong with feeling that way, Curly. Besides, you're happy with Yuri now.
I guess I just feel kind of bad for Sayori, you know?
But there's nothing that you can say that you can't spend time with her as well as friends. I know she'd probably appreciate that.
Especially when we stop walking to school. A horrible feeling guilt flushes through my body. You're right. Thanks, Monica.
It's okay. Now, haven't you got a poem to write?
Yeah, for sure. Guess I'll get started. After some time, Monica stands up and addresses everyone some more.
Okay, everyone. I think that's all the time we have for today. How are all the poems coming along?
I glanced down at mine. I'm fairly happy with it, though I'm not entirely sure how would Yuri perceive it. After all, she does have quite high standards.
Pretty good. I think I'll finish the rest at home. Yeah, same here.
Mine's actually finished. Looks like everyone's in the same boat then.
We can sort out when we share poems tomorrow because I've really got a dash. See you guys tomorrow.
After swiftly packing up things, Monica zooms out of the door with a velocity of a bullet. Me and the two other girls start packing up, and before long, we're good to go. While writing my poem, I decided I wanted to walk home with Sorryiii, but surprisingly, she's already gone. Natsuki is the only one. She's awkwardly hovering by the door.
You gonna be much longer?
Huh? Oh, no, sorry. Guess I've been a little lost in thought. I swiftly pack up my stuff and join Natsuki in the corridor. Still gonna check on Yuri? She nods. Sounds good. Let me know how she's doing.
Sheesh, do you get paid to work or something?
I start to laugh, but the memory cuts to Yuri's arm and suddenly comes floating back. The laugh turns more into a wince. Natsuki looks more... Fuck! This is why I need water. Yeah, probably. See you tomorrow. Natsuki looks a bit suspicious, but doesn't say anything. It's been a couple hours since I got home, enough time to finish my homework. With nothing to do, I'm flopped on the sofa browsing an anime. As I catch up on my favorite series, my mind drifts to Yuri's house. I wonder how Natsuki's faring at the moment. It's a little strange, but how she's the one who went over and not me? But then again, I suppose it's okay. They're clearing and getting things better these days. I guess Yuri will tell me later. My mind always keeping on the Valentine's note along with Monica's words. If it's really from Sorryiii, then she likes me. The note didn't exactly say that though. I'm happy if you're happy. What does that mean? If she does indeed have feelings, then could the water damage actually be from tears? Or is this my overactive imagination? Still no matter. I really should spend more time with Sorryiii. Explaining it to Yuri might be a bit tricky though. I don't really want her knowing that Sorryiii might have feelings for me. Thinking about it, I guess I could just say I haven't spent much time with Yuri recently. Nothing dishonest about that, and besides, I never do anything to betray Yuri's trust. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Man, Yuri really has a habit of ringing when she doesn't. Hey, Yuri, how you feeling?
A little better, thanks.
Is Natsuki over?
Yes, she is. I have to admit, I was a little surprised.
Yeah, she mentioned that she was gonna come see you at lunchtime. I didn't see it coming either. But it's good to see that you two are getting along well these days.
I agree. This is a far cry from how it used to be. I don't know if this is acting strange, but I wish you were in my class at school.
Well, it's only natural that you want to be able to talk to your friend in class.
Yes, I suppose so. It's just a bit surreal having close friends like her. Although, if I'm being honest, as nice of it is to have her around, I wish you were the one who's looking after me and not her.
Huh? But you're the one who said I didn't have to come when you rang me this morning.
I know. Sorry. I'm just being weird again.
You sure you don't want to talk about it?
Well, alright. I just feel warm and secure when I think about being around you. But I don't want to be clingy or obsessive. Only I don't really know the proper boundaries that should be. There must be something wrong with me. I have like having a personal space, but at the same time, I want to stay by your side.
Honestly, I don't think it's a strange way to feel at all. I mean, aren't couples supposed to be lovey-dovey and attached all the time? That is true, isn't it? I obviously don't have much experience when it comes to relationships, but this is how it's always seemed in movies and stuff. Although, now that I think about it, movies probably aren't the best sources of romantic advice. Of course, it's good to keep our independence and maintain some personal space at least, but I guess it's also a matter of how we express our individual love languages. Personally, I rather enjoy my personal downtime, but somehow, I don't think I should bring that up right now. At any rate, we're still in our honeymoon phase of our relationship, right?
Right, of course. Sorry, I'm just feeling really silly at the moment. Don't worry about me, seriously. What did you and the others get up to during the club meeting today?
Yuri's behavior is still suspicious, but I decided to let it go. This isn't really a conversation to be having over the phone. Not much. We decided to write poems instead of sharing them, so it was pretty quiet.
Oh? Well, I look forward to reading your poem as well.
Any idea what would it be?
Actually, I'm feeling a lot better, so most likely tomorrow or the day after. I don't want to jinx anything just yet.
Fair enough. I think you really like this one, or so I hope.
Oh, why's that?
You'll have to wait and see.
Hugh, a man of mystery.
Yeah. There's an awkward moment of silence.
Anyway, Natsuki's insisting I get proper rest, so I should probably get some more sleep before she gets angry. I'll speak to you soon, and I hope to see you tomorrow, okay? I love you, Curly.
Love you too, Yuri. Get some rest. The call ends as I slip my phone back in my pocket. There's no denying that Yuri does sound a little bit obsessive, but if anything to be concerned over? Sure, it's good to spend time away from your partner, but I'd be lying if I say I wasn't disappointed over the fact that Natsuki's over there and not me. Well, it's too late to see Yuri anyway. Plus, Nurse Natsuki is there, so no point in thinking about it. Clingy or not, for someone who struggles with acceptance, both from herself and others, I suppose she's doing well. With a shrug, I turn back to the television screen and immerse myself once more in colorful world of anime. I feel like I'm like this. Like, I'd make sure you're okay, but if you tell me not to worry, I would try not to worry, but I still be worried. But once you say you're good, I'm just gonna be chilling. Why is the scariest nightmares are always the ones where you fail out of school? Some might say that's a bad omen, especially final season is fast approaching. It takes so much effort to study though. You know what? I'm just gonna not think about it. Although, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Something exceedingly important. This isn't going to be something like me forgetting to walk to school with Sayori again, is it? Well, the day is over and I must be more for forgetfulness. I sit on the toilet while I scroll through Reddit. I suddenly hear the text messages from Bells. Hey guys, don't forget, we have our study group in an hour or so. Hope you're all awake. Fuck! I totally forgot about it. What a great host I am, offering my house for the study session that I forget all about it. I offer up a silent thanks to Monica and her dependability. Guess I better get off the toilet to clean up my house before Natsuki complains her ears off. That looks clean enough, right? Why do I leave cleaning up till the last minute? I feel like I've been in this situation multiple times before. You'd think I would have learned my lesson by now. And I haven't even breakfast. Fuck. I haven't even eaten yet. As if on cue my stomach greens. Sorry, bud, but social expectations and politeness precedes over survival. At least for now. Maybe I'll have enough time for a quick bite of toast. Nope. Knocking on the door. Judging by the politeness of the knock, it's probably Yuri and Monica. Coming! Who would have guessed it? It's Yuri.
Hello, Curly.
First one here, huh? Can't say I didn't expect it, though. You're a whole 10 minutes early.
Well, I wasn't doing much of anything, so I decided that I might as well come over. Sorry, were you not ready yet?
No, you're good. Feel free to come in. I'm actually surprised that Monica isn't early, too. As I usher Yuri into my house, a familiar sounding voice shouts from the direction of the street.
Wait up! Hold the door!
Looks like I spoke too soon. Monica jogging over to us and waves hello, brushing the bangs out of her eyes.
I should have known that you were gonna beat me here, Yuri. I do like to be punctual. A little more than punctual, don't you think? In good faith, obviously. I'm quite early too, so I'm not one to talk.
I mean, punctuality is a good trait to have, isn't it?
Yep, I feel like if you show value to others at a time, is when you're actually punctual.
Yeah, I admittedly work on keeping track of time more myself.
Anyway, are we gonna stay here or wait till the other one shows up?
Right, let's head inside. So, what's our schedule for today? Schedule? Aren't we just gonna study?
Well, yes, but shouldn't we discuss how we're going to study? Organize ourselves a bit?
I mean, aren't we just gonna read and do problem sets? Oh, word. Give me 1 second. My bad about that, guys. Let's get back to the stream. My mom called me. She said she needed me to do something later, so I'm probably gonna stream until like 6. But let's get busy back into it. Oh well. Hold on. That must be one of the others. Huh? Both Natsuki and Sayuri were at my door. Hey guys, did you guys coordinate or something?
Nah, we just happy to see each other and we're here. Hi Curly, hope we're not late.
No, you guys are right on time. You're Monica just as early as usual. Now that everyone's here, let's get started. With that, Natsuki and Yuri follow me to my living room. After swapping hellos, we all sit down in the living room sofas. So, what are we doing first? Yuri and Monica and I actually have been discussing that right before you two joined us.
Right now we're talking about what's the agenda. Do we really need something like that? All we're gonna do is study.
That's what I asked.
It'd still be helpful if we plan it for how much we're gonna study, in my opinion. We do have around 5 subjects, so we do have to study.
Oh, you guys don't see. I'm so sorry about that. That should be better. Thank goodness you said something. I would have never known. So, right now, we're just, after that spectacular stream from yesterday, right now, we're just in the After Effects, talking to Yuri and Monica, having our first study session, and we have gotten somewhat understanding of who left that weird note during Valentine's Day, and it's most likely Sayuri, which I'm pretty sure most of it's figured. Ready?
Don't you guys plan on your studies?
No.
Me neither. I just study for the exams in order they come in.
Yes, Sirski.
Yeah, me too. I kind of cram it the day before.
Monica looks over desperately at Yuri.
I study in a more organized manner myself. It helps me stay track when I'm going over a subject. Some things that I don't like as much. Thank you! As the top 2 students in this group, I'd say you both mind Yuri's studying habits precedent over yours. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? It means we're gonna help you guys and get into shape. Right, Yuri? I suppose so. Could I ask what that entails first? I just mean that we're gonna help everybody stay focused. And that means no romantic cuddle between you and Curly. I wasn't even thinking.
Jeez, Monica, who do you think we are?
Only joking. Anyway. Should we focus on subjects that are the weakest first? We're only going to be here for a few hours, so we won't be able to study every single subject. And since we're all together, we should probably study material that we can see and help each other on. After all, we could all probably be our strongest. Fuck. After all, we could all probably study our strongest subjects quite easily on our own. That's a great idea, Yuri. Yep. Although, what happens if I'm the weakest on all my subjects? So Yuri, try not to be so hard on yourself. After all, you're definitely good with literature at least. Yeah, you probably do fine in your classes. If anything, it's what Curly has to worry.
Hey, have you know I aced some tests before?
Don't worry about us. I think studying literature is good though. So I guess none of us are gonna be studying Japanese unless someone here needs help with grammar. Nah, my worst subject are science and history.
Really? I'll probably be able to help you with history, but I'm gonna work on math myself.
I'm strong in history too, and science as well. Feel free to ask me any questions. Although math, they're more enjoyable subjects to say the least. You two are lucky because math is one of my strongest.
Actually, math is one of my strongest subjects as well. History is somewhere good. Literature is okay. I necessarily don't have a bad subject that I'm on, cause going to college and whatnot. But math is pretty strong suit. I'm not gonna lie to you. The only thing that might suck about my math test scores or my math scores is that sometimes I don't do my homework or I forget about it. But other than that, the concept of math is pretty easy to me, or it comes more natural.
Could you add one more to the group? I'm kind of bad math and science too. No problem. Aren't you good at English, Yuri? I'm okay at that. Nice, then you can help with me that too. The grammar always gets me. I believe then everyone set it up then.
Yeah, well, at least we're all gonna study then.
I can't believe we're actually doing this. Guess it's good than being forced to study earlier though. That's the spirit.
Oh shit, I always forget. Is anyone thirsty or hungry? I can get us all snacks and that'll help us through this.
If it's not too much to bother, that would be lovely. Actually, would you like? I can help if you still have the same kind of snacks. I know the perfect ones for each person.
Ah, that'd be great. Yuri, were you gonna say something?
No, it's alright. We'll be waiting for you two then.
Okay, let's hurry up, Sayori. Let's see, I'll grab bottles of water while you grab the snacks, alright?
Sure, are they still in the same cupboards?
Yep, I just leave them with Never Mom's stuff when she comes back for the trips.
I haven't been in your house in so long, Curly. Makes me feel nostalgic.
Yeah, I guess so. It kind of feels like we're kids again, just for a moment. So, I'm having kind of a prediction. Prediction number 1. The game's gonna be a little longer than I thought it would be. Prediction number 2. Because I'm thinking, okay, this stream might be the end of the game. But, it looks like it may not be going that way. I'm assuming that graduation might be, not even, maybe the end of the 3rd year. Maybe 50-50. But, the way how I see it coming is that I'm going to have a big, whatchamacallit. I'm going to have some issues with Sayori still. I'm going to have a confrontation with her between Yuri and Sayori. I feel like that's going to happen in the future. So, this might be in that stream, but it might not, because I got to actually kind of leave really early today. So, I'm only streaming till 6, which is, you know, I'm also a little late too. I kind of started around like 4:15ish, 4:20ish. So, not the best start, but, you know, I promise I'll make it up. Tomorrow's usually my rest day, so I'll probably stream on Monday for sure. Around the same time at 4. Always have a hard time picking snacks for you. Yeah, it's going to have fun. You better not take an hour like that one time when...
You meanie. That was because your mom bought a bunch of different flavors and my favorite gummies.
Man, you could have tried them all, you know.
But I didn't want to be rude and eat everything.
Sayori sides and shuffles some packages around the shelves.
Looks like there's only one pack of gummies now.
That's probably because my mom noticed that you weren't coming over so often anymore. Always like chips and crackers more so. A slow silence creeps over us. I don't know what to say. How am I supposed to address the huge elephant? Of course, please, by all means. Because the next one after I finish this one is going to be the SOS Brigade one that you mentioned. Which I'm really excited about. Huge elephant in the room drifting away from Sayori again.
Hey Curly.
What's up?
Do you want to hang out with me tomorrow? Only if you're free, that is.
Sure thing. Any reason why?
No, just for old time's sake.
I mentally facepalm. What does Sayori need to have specific reasons to hang out with an older friend now? Sayori, I'm sorry that I've been such a terrible friend to you.
Don't worry, it's only natural you spend more time with your girlfriend. I wouldn't want to get in your way.
You'll always be my dearest friend, okay? Please don't ever forget that. After all, you've been there since we were like dumb little kids.
Thanks for the sentiments, Curly. But that's not exactly true, is it?
She suddenly soups up a bag of gummies and a box of red bean cakes and a package of rice crackers.
Come on, the others might be wondering why we take so long.
I'm left standing alone in the kitchen, crumpling with the water bottles in my hand. Why am I such an idiot? Of course she'd be able to see my empty words. Maybe it's a good thing that I'm going to be studying today. It helped me keep from thinking all the mistakes I've made. We're all lazing around this point, having each other settle down into their own comfortable studying positions. Monica's laying down on the floor, silently doing readings while popping an occasional cracker in her mouth. Meanwhile, Yuri simply is primely on the sofa next to me, meticulously finished problem after problem of math. Nansky and Sayuri are both sitting on the floor working on the coffee table, sharing the bag of gummies. I lean back and wince a huge crack under my neck.
Ah!
The pink girl throws up her hands in the air.
I can't deal with this anymore! What can't you deal with? The freaking Calvin cycle and the Krebs cycle for the photosynthesis and whatever. Who cares about this stuff? Your science teacher probably does. Shut up! I'm not gonna be some kind of plant biologist when I'm older, so why do I need to know the chemicals of how the ATP is made or stuff?
If it'll help, I know some effective mnemonical. What the fuck does that even say? Mnemonic devices that'll make memorizing the process. It's around 30, so alrighty. No worries. This water is spectacular, I'm not gonna lie. Alrighty. If it'll help, I know some effective maniacal devices that'll make memorizing those processes easier.
Teach me them. I'll do anything if to make this go by faster.
Natsuki hops up and jams between herself, me, and Yuri on the couch.
Here's my notebook. Now how do I memorize it?
With a little laugh, Yuri proceeds to summarize the concepts with Natsuki. Just listening without paying attention also sounds like a million scientific terms out spewing out Yuri's mouth. But listening more carefully, Yuri's actually explaining every little thing in concise element of manner, seemingly addressing the potential questions she might have to them. So, do you understand now? You've written down the mnemonic devices, correct?
Yep, I think I get it. Let me try to explain it back to you to make sure.
Natsuki rotately rattles off the material. I'd say you're ready to move on now.
Seriously? Thanks a bunch. You're a total lifesaver. You should be a teacher someday.
A teacher? I don't think I'm so suited to deal with the people.
Well, maybe not a teacher, but how about a professor? Like in a university. The way you can just lecture at students and stuff. You'll just have to talk to a student one day at a time in office hours.
I suppose that could be manageable, but I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll figure out whatever job you want when you're in university.
That reminds me. Are you planning on heading there yourself?
To be honest, I don't know. I know that the smart thing to do would be to go to university and find some high-paying job, but I don't know what I want to do if I'm in the university. Maybe I'll just be a salary woman.
You want to work at an office job then?
Well, I wouldn't want to, but if it pays. If we're talking about our dream jobs, well...
What is it?
This is kind of embarrassing, but I really want to be a manga artist.
Oh, weren't you drawing manga that one time?
Yeah, kinda. It's just a hobby for now, but it'd really be nice if I could do it as a job.
What kind of manga would you want to create then? Romance stories?
Maybe. I do like drawing cute girls more than anything. I don't know. It's really hard to break manga scene. And I'll probably be making better living as a secretary or something.
But I think you can do it.
Eh?
Well, you just seem really passionate about manga. If you're able to pour all those feelings into work, I'm sure that you'll be able to draw or write something that can resonate with your audience. I'm not particularly a fan of romance stories myself, but if you ever publish your own manga, I'd be sure you'd support it.
Thanks.
A bright smile lines up Natsuki's face.
Although I do read
Fuck.
Although I do read things besides shoujo manga, you know.
Like what?
Actually, I know quite a few good thriller mangas that I can recommend for you. And before you say anything about the art is super good, like less than cutesy, more realistic. Some have crazy amounts of gore even.
I see. You know what? I like to read them with you.
Really? I didn't expect you to say yes.
Oh.
But it's super cool that you're open into it. I'll bring a copy one to the next time at the club.
Cute. I'm looking forward to it. Natsuki suddenly looks over my direction.
Jeez, you can be a little...
Obvious and eavesdropping. My bad. I didn't realize it. Well, you are right next to me.
How nosy. Man, I feel like I've made enough progress from today to this point. I totally don't feel like studying anymore. What time is it anyway?
Around 6 p.m.
Oh crap! How do we stay still for so long? I'm sure the snacks helped.
Monica stands up and stretches and arching her back so that her ponytail dips lower, nearly she brushes the floor.
Anyway, I was about to call it a day too. I'm sure we wouldn't want to impose on Courage for staying too long, especially since he hasn't prepped for dinner.
Yeah, I think I'll be too.
At least we have snacks to hold off our hunger. I am so looking forward for dinner though.
I'm sure we're all feeling the same way. You can all leave the snacks and stuff here where they are. I'll take care of it later. Are you sure? You wouldn't want to be a bother. It's only gonna take 5 minutes to deal with, so don't worry about it.
Okay everyone, I guess that's that then. Nice work today. Everyone was super productive. Looks like Yuri and I might have some competition when it comes to our class rankings. Haha.
Man, it feels like we're just a club meeting now.
Hugh.
I suppose it does in a way. We all get up and stretch and follow Monica's example. A few moments later, the club members have all said their goodbyes and shuffled out the door. Well, except for Yuri, who's lingering behind to give me a more personal goodbye. If you guys don't know, last episode, me and Yuri clapped cheeks. Well, in the game, of course. Which was a big and like a big thing that just happened, and you know, crazy to me. It blows my mind to this day. Like, I did not expect it. I didn't think it was going to happen, but you know, the way the game was and the recommendation, you know, I'm happy that it, you know, well, I'm not, you know, it's just really, it's part of the game, and it makes it more realistic in a sense. And I enjoy the realisticity that it brought to the person that played the game. Anyways, anybody that ever watches this, I like women that are over the age of 18. Just want to say that. I prefer older women, actually. So, that being said,
I'm guessing that you're not used to studying this hard, huh?
well, I have to admit, I usually get distracted a lot more, but this time I had the rest of you pushing me to do well. You think we'll have another study session soon?
Most likely. I think we'll all be able to help each other somewhat. Monika's assistance with the integration Infinite series was definitely invaluable.
Not to mention the help that you provided with science.
Oh, it was nothing.
Are you kidding me? You basically saved Natsuki's grades back there.
I think you're exaggerating, but thank you for the compliment.
Also, now that we've done a bit of studying, would you like to take a break tomorrow and hang out with me? I was thinking of seeing a film adaptation to one of the novels we discussed together. This game, we're sticking it out. We're still playing with it. We're still playing. Tomorrow, sorry. I already promised Sayori that I hang out with her.
Sayori? Oh, I see. That does sound like more fun, doesn't it?
Hey! That's what we're not doing. We're not doing that at all. Ma'am, we're not doing this sarcastic, shitty turtle when we hang out with the person that we grew up with. You said that everything was cool. That is your friend as well. I grabbed Yuri's shoulder. I'd absolutely love to go out with you tomorrow, but what kind of person would I be if I broke a promise and left right there just to do that? I'm not making up excuses, so I don't have to go out with you. It's just that we genuinely unlikely have this scheduled conflict.
Sorry, I know that. I shouldn't have said that. It's not your fault at all. I just blurted out a passing intrusive thought. I never want you to choose between me and one of your other friends.
Do you still have these intrusive thoughts often? Yuri, you should really look into therapy one more time for me.
Curly, please.
I know, I won't push you. Just remember that it's where I stand on it, okay?
I will.
Have you been self-harming lately? Sorry for making you uncomfortable, but I just want to know if you're okay.
It's fine, Curly. I'm not cutting myself as much as I before.
What? That means you're still doing it! It's easier to ignore urges when like for Day, in instance, I couldn't do it because I was studying with you all. And being with you gave me a lot more to think about. Does this mean it'll be worse for her from now on when I won't be around her tomorrow? Fuck! Now I'm feeling incredibly guilty. It's not like it's my fault, but the same way I can't help but feel this way. Hey, I know we won't be able to do anything tomorrow, but how about we plan ahead for something else? That way I can always look forward to when you're just thinking about random stuff. Aw, that's sweet.
Alright, what did you have in mind?
Do you have anything? Do you want to have another date during White Day?
I didn't think you were such a romantic.
Well, I do like to spoil my loved ones. I hold out Yuri's hand. So we think of some kind of formal?
Do you actually have a date in mind and cook a nice dinner together?
We haven't done that in a while.
I'd love to.
Yuri leans in and kisses me on the cheek. Thanking you for making me such an effort for me. You can't imagine how much I appreciate it. And thank you for actually wanting to date a huge nerd like me. The mood lightens and we giggle together. Anyway, would you like me to walk you home?
No, thank you. I'm fine. Besides, you still have to clean up the living room.
Like I said, it'll only take a few minutes to clean up. None of you are particularly messy, so.
I see. Well, I do think I can make it back in one piece by myself.
I don't doubt that. Goodbye then, Curly. She steps closer again and then gives me a goodbye kiss. And before I know it, she's gone again, leaving me with the faintest scent of jasmine and lingering with a kiss behind me. This is going to be interesting. Hanging around Sorryiii, not knowing what she really has going on with her. I'm just curious. I'm glad that I was a G about it and I'm like, oh, I forgot. Like, what the fuck? So, let's see what Yuri has in... Fuck. I was trying to look at my phone and I just dropped it like a fucking Nimrod. Let's see what Yuri has in store. I hope it's nothing weird, because that means bullshit, and I don't like bullshit. Bullshit is not likable. Let's see. Another day, another weekend. I yawn and stretch. Glancing over the clock, it's 10:21 in the morning. A little on the late side nowadays, at least. I suppose I'll be spending the good day with Sorryiii. My god, feels like another lifetime ago that we used to hang out. If I'm totally honest, I'm a little nervous. What if it's awkward? What if she resents me? Don't be silly. Sorryii's still my friend, and she isn't like that. I'm acting like a fucking idiot. With a sigh, I start my morning routine, wondering how the rest of the day will go. It's now a little past noon, and I'm sure I'm mindlessly passing time, and I didn't actually make concrete plans, so we're just gonna have to improvise a little bit. From what I remember, she's not really much of a morning person, so I decided to give her a time. I think I've waited long enough though, so I decided to pull out my phone and send her a text. Hey Sorryiii, feel free to come over a text.
Hey, Curly. Good timing. I just finished getting ready. I'll make my way over now.
See you soon. I put my phone away in hindsight. I should really thought of something to do. And just like that, Sorryii's over. Just the two of us.
I know I said it yesterday, but I do feel nostalgic when I come over here.
Yeah, she looks around.
I didn't really get a chance to focus, but we're all studying, but nothing has really changed. You still got an embarrassing baby photo over there.
She posted a rather unflattering shot of me and still in a plaid diaper and looking rather chubby. Good to see you remember it. I left under my breath.
So, what are we doing today, Curly?
Well, this was your idea, right? Kinda thought you had something planned.
Oh, kinda thought the same for you, but...
I furrowed my eyebrow. What kind of logic is that? There's not a lot to do, to be honest. Whenever Yuri comes, we just kinda reading cuddle.
I see.
Aww.
That sounds really cute.
But obviously we can't really do that. For God's sake, Curly, say something. She's your friend. Why don't we go to the park? The one we used to as kids.
Oh, that's a great idea. I feel kind of silly not bringing it up myself.
Well, you're always a bit slow, weren't you? I wink playfully as I nudge her.
Hey, at least I wasn't a massive chicken around Halloween.
She stands triumphantly. Okay, well played. We shared a laugh for a second, and as we head to the door, it feels wonderful for now a little foreign to tease each other again. Makes me feel like nothing really changed. With the spring drawing closer and closer, the frosty bite of winter feels less and less prevalent. Still too cold for a t-shirt, but with the hoodie, the temperature is pleasant. Sorryiii and I take a seat on the bench, look up the clouds. So tell me, Sorryiii, what's new in your life? As I try to stay nonchalant as possible, attempting to fight the guilt in my fucking voice. She giggles quietly.
You know, not much has changed. Same old, same old.
It's a little hard to discuss her expression fully as her eyes firmly train as the sky above, but I'm fairly certain I'm detecting some sadness. I don't want to jump with a question, though, so I opt out for a casual angle, hoping that it'll be more comfortable with. Honestly, I know that feeling too. Well, sort of. It's kind of hard to explain. On one hand, enjoying the literature club last semester, meeting everyone, it goes without saying it has a big impact on my life. But at the same time, I feel like nothing's really changed. Maybe it's because the new stuff, still in school, still waking up every morning. Makes sense? Smile works under her face.
You sound more and more about Yuri like by the day. I don't think you used to be this reflective and analytical.
You're like a third person to tell me that.
Sorry. Must be kind of annoying, right?
Not really. It's more eye-opening, if anything. You know how you can adopt your partner's traits?
Well, I've never been in a relationship before, so I can only imagine.
She sadly looks up in the sky. Hey Sorryiii, I'm sure there's someone out for you. You're really likable, you know. She doesn't look convinced that I press on. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to or allowed to, but You're really sweet, and I know a guy out there is looking for someone with real value and kind of upbeat you are. It's rare that you meet someone so selfless as you are. One day, it's going to cherish that. I know I've always enjoyed being able to call you my friend. My childhood was amazing, and a huge reason that because of you. She slowly turns to me.
Thank you, Curly. That really means a lot.
And I'm really sorry, Sayuri. She opens her mouth, but I rush onwards, wanting to get my words out before I reconsider. I know it might be more natural for me to spend time with Yuri, but it doesn't mean I should always do it at your expense. I feel really bad, you know? Like I've really just thrown away the history we have. That was never my intention. Please remember that.
Curly, you're so silly. I didn't even think about that. It's completely normal for you to spend more time with Yuri. Besides, you make Yuri happy, and by the looks of it, she makes you feel the same way too.
I nod.
That's what I value the most, the other people's happiness. I want you two to be happy as well.
She laughs as I wave my concerns off.
You honestly don't have to worry about me. I'm perfectly happy the way I am. You're still in my life, you know? I see you every day in school and we get to talk there. Plus, things like Halloween, Christmas, study session, we all get to hang out, right? So please don't feel bad, okay? I'm just grateful we're talking again. Because I'll be honest, I missed you, Curly.
I missed you too, Sayuri. She embraces me in a hug. It feels strange being so heartfelt with a girl who isn't Yuri, but it's a nice feeling though. Despite the initial novelty with the hug, it quickly feels very familiar, a little nostalgic. Memories come flooding through, and baking through with a forest, me buying ice cream, pretending the floor was lava, hopping on a chair in my living room, Mom helping us reconcile their silly arguments. We eventually broke apart. There's a genuine warm smile on her face that I find returning without realizing it.
That's what I want to see more of. And less self-blaming him, okay?
She pouts slightly, causing me to laugh. Sayuri isn't assertive, but when she tries to, it seems more endearing than commanding. Heard you loud and clear, soldier.
Good. Now I think we did some exploring, don't we?
Either way, Columbus. Well, something never... This is kind of adorable. This is something that I think you probably see more in the Sayuri route, doing crazy dumb shit like this. Which, I would low-key enjoy. Like I said, if it wasn't for Yuri, Sayuri would probably be the person I'd go check out first, for sure. Well, something that we never wanted in years, Sayuri fascinating, the wild, exploring, even if it's the ground you've already traversed and still act like it's a fable terrain. I'm not complaining though, her imagination was something I enjoyed. You know, seeing the wanderlust in your face reminds me of when we were younger.
I still think of being an astronaut would be really cool, you know. Thinking of the views, seeing your home planet from the moon.
You still want to be an astronaut?
Well, as fun as it would be, probably not the best idea, given my...
Pardon me?
Given physics and me don't really work well.
So, what do you want to do after school? I don't think I've ever heard you talk about it.
I haven't really given much thought, to be honest.
You'll be soon a third year.
I know. I don't know, I'll just...
Pick a subject and go from there.
I don't really like thinking about the future.
Why not?
Huh? Oh, nothing. Look, we're here.
She points to a clearing as I recognize this place instantly. We've had a picnic here in the past a lot of times. So Yuri makes an immediate beeline for the trees. Once she reaches it, sits down, the trunk rests again, hold her back as as I follow suit next to her.
This is one of my favorite spots in the entire park. So many memories here.
You always liked the spot, didn't you?
I remember...
Oh, fuck. I remember how excited you were when we first stumbled upon this place. It was like a magical forest to you.
You remember that?
Of course I do. Flashback.
Ooh, look at this place, Curly. It's a magical forest.
Do you think?
Yeah. See the big tree over there? I bet a first wizard lives in there.
A wizard? He's gotta have a lot of cool spells.
Yep. Bet he could turn you into a frog.
Nah, I don't want to be a frog. I want to be a dragon.
Well, let's ask him.
She runs off towards the tree and knocks on the wood while she gets there.
Hi, Mr. Wizard Man. We heard all about your magic spells and stuff. Could you show us? Please? Aww.
No wizard?
No.
Hey, that's okay. We can still have lots of fun exploring, right? You said it's a magical forest, so I'm pretty sure we'll find cool stuff.
Like what?
Like those magical horse thingies. You know, with the horn?
Oh, you mean unicorns?
Yeah, that's the one. Come on, I bet there's somewhere here.
Hey, Curly, wait up. You have to be quick if you want to catch the unicorn.
Oh, we have to be quick if you want to catch the unicorn, Sayori.
I know. But look at these mushrooms.
She points to the floor funnily, though. There's a bunch of colorful mushrooms growing next to the tree. Sayori crouches to touch them. Those are mushrooms, right? She pokes one and giggles.
Yep, do you think they're magic?
Like, that'll give us special powers? Maybe the wizard's growing them. I don't know. Mommy told me not to eat things from the floor.
Why not?
Because they're dirty and they might make you sick. And if you get sick, that means we couldn't play together. And that'd really suck. She looks down with a sad expression.
Can we at least take one with us? Then we can ask your mom if you can eat them.
Well, I think that might be okay. She plucks them from the ground and puts one in her pocket.
Well, if these mushrooms let you have powers, which one would you pick?
Dang, that's a tough question. Flying would be really cool.
Yeah, it would. We could fly to it like a bird, wherever you wanted. It must be so fun. Whee!
But invisible. That's literally how I talk like this whole gameplay. What's the word? Where you're like see-through?
Invisibility?
Wow, how did you know that? I know, adorable. Katie, what? I'm still streaming, bro.
Oh, my bad. I was here to get a pair of socks because I'm about to make you.
They're up there. You can look in there. She beams.
I could be smart sometimes. Anyway, that'd be a really fun power. You could prank a lot of people.
What would you pick?
It'd be really nice to let my power if everyone could make smile sometime. So no one can never be sad again.
But isn't that kind of boring?
I guess. But I feel really good when I make people happy, so I think I choose that. Everyone is happy that way, right?
I still think the invisible thing would be way cooler. Water. Spectacular. I still remember the look on Mom's face when you told her you almost ate the mushrooms. I never seen her look so alarmed.
I guess it wasn't the smartest thing to do, was it?
No, not really. Which is what makes the memory so endearing, you know? The innocence of only one you can find from childhood. I put both of my hands on my head as I breathed a contrast sigh. Those days were fun, weren't they? They really were. A comfortable silence fell between us, but both of us are lost in the past reminiscing about good times. The silence is occasionally broken with the decides to share either way. I'm enjoying it with Sayori.
Thanks for spending time with me today, Curly. I had a lot of fun.
Oh, it's nothing. We should definitely do this more often. Although, with exams coming up, they'll probably have to wait till we're finished.
I really don't like it. But at least we'll get something to look forward to when they're done.
Well, at least the group study sessions exams won't be so bad this year, right?
Yeah, you're right. I'm sure we'll all be fine. Anyway, catch you later, Curly.
She gives me a quick cut, then heads back inside. Damn. Totally forgot to ask her about the Valentine's Day note. And again, didn't really need to. Didn't matter. With high spirits, I make my way home. I'm glad I spent the day with Sorryiii. As Monica said, it was a good time to spend with friends other than partner. Looks like I'm learning, huh? So adorable. It's the moment of truth. The first day of the final seasons. Silence fills the air, anxious with Sakurai passing the history exams. Here's hoping that I don't blank out, but with extra studying, I'm pretty sure I'll do well. Well, not to jinx it myself. I startled out by the ravine with a sheaf of paper that drops into my desk. Sakurai gives me a small smile as he passes by. At least he's rooting for me. Looking down the exam, words seem to swim before my eyes. But before a few seconds, I snap back into reality. I know this. Picking up my pen and joining my classmates, furiously scribbling down my answers. So, what'd you think of exams? Students rush around me around Yuri, me eagerly escaping school to rush home. Some are probably going to last a minute cramming, while others just likely respite of anything related to school. Either way, everyone around us seems to be chanting some exams.
I feel like we're generally fair. That wasn't an unexpected material, at least.
So, what, did you ace them?
Well, I don't know about that, but I think I did alright.
You totally aced them, didn't you? Yeah, I think she probably did that too, huh? She probably aced it, no cap. I think she probably did. She smiles gently, not denying the fact that she's a top student.
What did you think of the exams then?
I probably did well on the history one. And I hope I did well in the others. Excuse me, Jesus Christ. I always have a blast streaming with you guys. I was a little exhausted. Ah, my back. Fuck. Cramp. Shit. My back. Anyways. I have a blast usually streaming. I was a little tired today, but, you know, powered through a little bit, and I don't regret it at all. Just glad to have you guys here, you know? Can never just not have an awesome day, you know? Especially when I got y'all here just watching and I'm just playing. It always makes me look forward to something, you know? Really. I'm enjoying it. I'm honestly am. I really can't wait to try the other mod though. And I can't wait to play the other horror mods. I'm a big horror fan, so playing this is a great change of pace, and I feel like I've been open-minded to it, and I'm absolutely enjoying it, don't get me wrong. But horror is actually where my heart always will be, and I'm so excited for that. So after this, the SOS Brigade, and see how that ended off, and this right here, and then horror. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how excited I am. I'm just excited. Doki Doki Nightmare? Oh my lordy lord. That sounds like an absolute night fest, and I absolutely sound like my type of speed. Doki Doki Night Nurse? Awesome. If you have any like long ones, like this is a long playthrough, I'm not gonna lie to you, but that does not mean I didn't enjoy it or I don't enjoy it. So if you have longer ones, please let me know, please, because I'll have a list set out.
Based on how you did in our study sessions,
indicative. I don't know how she said it. Fuck. It's so hard to read sometime. If how you did during your study session is indicative of how well you actually did on the material, I'm sure you did fine. Okay, I read that fine. Yeah, a gaggle of girls passes by chanting about how approaching summer break.
It's strange not needing to head to club today.
Yeah, but much of students were expected to keep up with all their extracurricular activities after exam seasons.
True, I didn't even think Monica wanted to do that.
Monica, she's the perfect teacher's pet, not wanting to go to school and stuff. That's Hersey.
Knowing her, she's likely studying as we speak.
Speaking of study, do you actually want to come over today and study together?
Sure. It'd be nice to study with someone and break the monotony, at least.
I guess that just means by myself. Not to mention, we spend more quality time together, huh? I nudged Yuri in the side, making her blush.
Actually, should we invite the others to make an official study session?
Yuri steps on her tracks.
You want to invite the others?
We don't have to if you don't want to.
I'm sorry, it's just that I thought it would be a more private thing.
No worries. We just probably won't stay on task as much.
I don't know, we've stayed focused on things before.
Yo! That's wild. I'm just joking. I don't know why, but we were awkward all of a sudden. You're not upset or anything, why?
Why would I be?
You just seem kind of off now is all.
I suppose I'm a bit tired of the exams. You could say I have a bit of a shorter fuse right now, so to speak. Although, of course, there's no excuse for my rudeness.
It's alright, Yuri, that makes sense. I really like how Yuri, when she gets annoyed or something and I peep it and she actually admits to it, that's such a lovely thing to have in a relationship, which is very difficult to find in my opinion. It's based on my past relationships and whatnot. Honesty, and not only just the honesty, but owning up to it. And then on top of that, I'd rather you apologize a million times for something that, you didn't realize, or like the way you think of things, than you saying I don't care, I'd rather say whatever to it, to all the bullshit that goes through it. Like, there's no legit okay, that's a straight lie. Yuri's got some baggage, but you know, it's nothing that we can't handle. Know what I'm saying, team? Anyway, how about a nice brew of nice mug of hot tea for you when you get to my place? Relax when we cram.
That does sound good.
You bet it does. And so, with Riders completely wasted, that's one character's powers and made him the king basically for no reason. Needless to say, the show's finale was probably one of the worst disappointments in television history.
You're quite passionate about this, aren't you? Are you sure you're just not exaggerating?
It was going on for nearly a decade. Of course all the fans are gonna be passionate about something. They've invested this for so long. Seriously though, if you watch it, you'll get what I mean.
Well, you did just spoil the whole thing for me though.
You told me that I could. Plus, you read the books. You're gonna know a lot more of the major plot points anyway.
I'm just teasing you. I do kinda wanna start watching the show though.
Yo, now that's a W. That's a W. From reading to actually wanting to watch the show, like I've met so many people that read Harry Potter but don't want to watch the movie. But I've read Harry Potter too and watched the cinema is a fucking masterpiece. I absolutely enjoyed the movies. Anyways, you should do it, if only if the cinematography and acting.
Look, we're already here.
Huh? That was surprisingly a short walk. Time flies when you complain about things. Aw, she's so adorable. Yuri stands patiently as I fumble my house key for my bags.
Maybe I can even start watching the first episode while I have my tea.
Ha, if you do that, I guarantee you're gonna finish the season by the day. I finally find my keys and unlock the front door. I'm home. Man, I still haven't stopped announcing my fucking arriving home. What happens die?
Welcome back.
Huh? Mom! I haven't seen you in like a fucking year. A brown-haired woman pops out around the corner. Mom! Who else would it be? She envelops me in a crushing hug I happily reciprocate.
It's been so long since I've seen my little boy.
Mom, give me a break. Oh.
Give me a break. You can't blame a mother for missing her son so much.
I guess. Despite my protests, I can't help but help a grin from breaking through. Holy mama. Nah, the mom's kind of bad. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Now that's more my speed, in my opinion. If this was my friend's mom, oh my lord, I can't tell you how I'm gonna try to spit game on her. You can have the high school, you can have the college girls, you can have the cool gym girls. Give me a mom, please. Anyways,
and this must be Yuri. It's fun to meet you in real life. Yes, hello. This is quite the surprise. I'm pleased to meet you as well.
Yuri smiles awkwardly, fidgeting with the hem of her skirt. I should probably try to ease her tension. This is seriously a surprise. Why didn't you tell me that you were coming home?
Well, I wanted to surprise you.
Yeah, no kidding.
I did foreshadow this in one of our calls, you know. Actually, I think Yuri is the one who said it. I believe I was. And I'd have to say that I'm definitely glad that you were there to see the reunion. Curly's grin is really splitting his face right now.
Aw, what a mama's boy. Hey, do you want me to act like a stereotypical angsty teen? Oh god, no. I might have extended my business trips if you were ever to start brooding. Mom starts laughing as I roll my eyes.
It's definitely good to be back.
Reaching out towards me, Mom tussles my hair affectionately. Jeez, Mom.
Come on, I've got to catch up all this affection.
And since we haven't been such in tsundere. You don't know the real tsundere if you're calling me one. It's kind of crazy because originally Yuri is a fucking tsundere. I'm pretty sure I'm not pronouncing that right. It's tsundere. I don't know if I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I think I am. But if I'm wrong, I don't know. Tell me. Text it in the chat how it's pronounced with the fucking dashes. Anyway, one of the club members is basically the definition of a trope.
I'm guessing that club member wouldn't have to be Yuri, would they?
Yuri's about from far. If only you know. I would love to have flashbacks of the original game. Oh my gosh. If only. You're about as far from a tsundere as you can get. Isn't that right, Yuri?
Well, I can't say I'm much like a tsundere, but I'd say I'm quite the opposite of a tsundere. Would probably be like someone like Sayori. My mind flashes back to all the times that Sayori and my mom and I were together. And judging from my mom's face, she's thinking the same thing. That reminds me, I really have to catch up with Sayori and her family sometime. Oh yeah, I think she probably misses you. Or at least she misses your gummies. Ha! Of course. Seems like yesterday you were only kids. Mom seems to stare off in the distance for a moment, sighing and think about the memories. Speaking of kids though, I'm really looking forward to a purple-haired grandchild in the future. Mom! Both me and Yuri's face turned red in unison. I'm just teasing you guys. Doki Doki Wicked Witchcraft. Bro, this is gonna be a blast. Oh my goodness gracious. Is it a long game or not really? Because I want something I can play for like 20 hours straight if I tried. Like I want something that's long. It's short. Okay. This game, they told me this one was really long, but I didn't think it was long. But here we are. But hey, I'll play it for a stream. It might take 2 streams, it might take 3. Who knows? But this one, where we're at right now is like part 7. It has a few endings. Interesting. I think I'm going to like this. You really do have such beautiful and violet hair though. Thank you. I've always liked the color purple. It's much more interesting than brown at any rate. Whose fault is that I have brown hair? I wonder. Curly, you are your mother's spitting image. Jeez, we don't look that much alike. Oh, stop being a tsundere and accept the compliment. Compliment? Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. I said tsundere, but I thought yandere is completely different. Okay, whoopsie daisies. Yeah, I sometimes get that confused a little bit because of the wording is kind of similar in my opinion, but you know, they have 2 different meanings. A tsundere is kind of like a person that takes affectionate differently and gives it back up differently. Very sarcastic in a sense. And I can definitely tell as my character is. And Natsuki, they're kind of similar in a sense because of that. But oh man. Damn. She just did my dad terrible. That caught me off guard. Said you wouldn't nearly be as handsome if you took after your father. Damn. Snort and roll my eyes again. That must be a little touchy subject for me, I guess. I don't know. Oh, I nearly forgot. Where are my manners? Come in and sit down. I'll bring out some snacks and drinks for you two. Thank you very much. Would you like any help? No. What kind of house would I be if I gave you the work to do? Come on, let a mother do the job that she does. Fuss over the children. Mom. You know, Yuri, you may be one of the most polite young women I've ever met. Thank you. I'm sure that's just an exaggeration, though. At this rate, Yuri's gonna break her record for thanking people in one day. No, seriously. You can't believe how glad I am that my son's dating such a respectable and intelligent young lady. Yuri blushes and ducks her head bashfully. So tell me more about yourself. I heard that you two met in the literature club. Yes, we did. I'd actually been in the club for a while before Curly joined. As you can probably guess, books are pretty important to Yuri. I wish more people took up reading as a hobby. After all, you know what they said. Well-read are less likely to be evil. Who in the world has said that? I bet Yuri knows. Do you, Yuri? Well, yes. There you go. Mom smiles smugly at me as Yuri looks amused. Anyway, please continue with your story. Sip of water. More mystery. Interesting. Dreams of literature. Nor is more mystery. Are the characters all the same in the game, or are there gonna be like different characters but the same kind of same characters are gonna be the same, just different people, or like there's gonna be different people in the game? I'm just curious. Not saying it's gonna really change anything, but I just want to know. Can't spoil? Alright, that's fine and for me. Alrighty. I'm just trying to adjust my mic really quickly so I can get a better voice from me. It's really difficult doing these girl voices, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, interesting. Alright, where was I? Oh yes, Sayuri brought Curly to the club and that's how I met him. She even brought me a book to make
She even bought me a book to make me feel more welcome.
That's right. It was the portrait of Markov. Ooh, so what was it like at love at first sight?
Yuri and I look at each other. Well, I definitely thought that Yuri was cute at first, but at the time I met her, Yuri's face turned scarlet, although she seems to smile at my words.
I usually try to reserve my judgment until I get to know them better, but I did find...
Sorry, that made me smile. I do think it's adorable when somebody like that has an opinion on that.
I did find Curly to have quite the endearing charm, and it certainly helped that he's very open-minded too.
Yes, if I remember correctly, you were more unconventional in taste in literature.
Well, I wouldn't call it unconventional, but I do enjoy a bit of horror.
A woman after my own heart.
Well, I'm more of a thriller fan more than horror, but close enough.
Have you read many mystery many mystery novels? I can't read some. It's not even read. It's just pronouncing it.
I've read most of the famous ones. Yes. I usually read older authors, though, such as Agatha Christie and Arthur Conan Doyle.
Ah, so you're like the classic type, huh?
At any rate, I'm very glad that I'll have someone to speak about literature with now. Curly here never used to read before you came along.
What? That's not true.
Oh, stop trying to impress Yuri. The only thing you'd ever read was manga.
Well, you're not wrong, Mom. I'm not gonna lie to you. She's probably not. In my opinion, I still prefer to read manga over regular books. But I should keep an open mind as well.
EQ. Curly has gotten much more into reading the last time you saw him, huh? We regularly discuss books that we read.
It's more like a mini lecture whenever I talk to you about stuff. It's all pretty interesting though.
Yuri, I'll have to thank you for being such a good influence on Curly. Haha, it's no problem.
And I trust you concentrate just as much as you book and schoolwork as you do on books? Yes, Mom. And Yuri here's a top student, so you don't need to worry about her.
It wouldn't be too much hope that Yuri helps you in your studies some, would it? Actually, I have a bit.
Yeah, well, the whole club's gotten together a few study sessions too.
That's great to hear. And how's exams going today, right?
We both did fine, right, Yuri?
I say our study sessions definitely helped.
We were actually going to study today too.
Oh, don't mind me then. Feel free to run along and study. I won't be heading off for another business trip for a while, so we'll have more time to catch up later. Are you sure? I wouldn't want to cut the reunion off prematurely.
Of course, I'm sure. Unfortunately, for all of us, for us all, exams wait for no one.
You two had better do just as well on tomorrow's exam as you did today.
Alright, Mom. I guess we'll study in my room for now.
Good luck on your studies. I'll bring us some fresh food for you later.
Thank you for your hospitality.
You're more than welcome, my dear.
Phew, it's nice to see my mom again. I won't have to worry about cooking for myself now.
Your mother's definitely very kind-hearted.
Yeah, I was surprised at how good she was coaxing you out of your shell.
I did feel awkward at first, but somehow she got me to relax for a little. Well, I suppose it's helped that she's a reader herself. And she does remind me of my own mother.
What was your mother like, if I don't mind me asking?
In personality, she wasn't actually too similar to your mother. I'd say she was a lot more
demure, and certainly much less sarcastic.
I think it's that they both have the loving warmth that's plain for all to see.
I guess that makes sense. Anyway, I can see where your sense of humor came from. I guess that makes me an angsty teen, because I am very endearing in a sense, loving, my mom and whatnot, because, I take care of her when she needs me to. Whenever she needs something, I can always come over. Like, later on today, I'm going to go see her, I hope she's okay. She said she hasn't been feeling too well, so I'm gonna have to hope. I just totally remembered that my phone's dead, and I told her I'd call her later. Oh. I feel like an idiot. I'm sorry, world. I'm sorry, Mom. I mean, I spent my whole life around her.
I know that you don't tend to cook a lot by yourself, but you should have something to cook for you. Have your mom cook for you sometime. I'm sure that she would be a happy surprise for her. Plus, it's nice to be able to help your parents out. It shows that you don't take them for granted.
Yuri. I gently reach out and hold Yuri's hands.
Sorry if this is bringing up painful memories for you. No, you're perfectly fine, Curly. I suppose it's just making me feel wistful.
You know what? We should all cook a family meal together. One day, you, me, and Mom.
That'd be nice.
Yuri reaches and caresses my cheek.
Family.
It felt like a whole world crumbled beneath me when I lost my parents. But slowly, bit by bit, seems like my world is being rebuilt. I'm glad that you're helping me rebuild, Curly. I'm glad I can help you too. We saw Temmuz lean in for a kiss. My family's back from abroad. I got a girlfriend by my side. Life is good. Life is good. It's been a few days since Mom and Yuri met in person. I've been on cloud 9 ever since. It's amazing how happiness and bliss can literally transport you with another world. And with that ringing bell ends the final lesson of the day. I eagerly jump to my feet. White day's upon us. I've awaited to give Yuri my gift ever since I woke up. I make my way to Yuri's classroom and I take out my gift, and it's not quite fancy as the school chocolates, but I'm hoping she'll appreciate the same thought though. Eventually I spot her in a throng of students emerging from her classroom. With a smile and a wave, she makes her way over to me. Reaching out, I gently clasp her hand in mine, which predictably causes her to blush. Given it's White Day, I'm feeling a little more daring. I've waited all day to give you these. I'm practically bouncing off my feet. She giggles slightly, covering her mouth with her hands. My, someone's rather excited. She takes the gift bag from my hands. Her smiles grow wider and wider. I didn't want to give this to you at lunch, but I kind of felt like the reward would be better off until I waited to the end of the day, you know? Well, they do say that good things come to those who wait. Oh my, Curly, these look incredible. Inside the White Day cake I picked out for her, the cake was Mom's idea, and it's an elegant design. I was definitely not complaining. She was convinced that Yuri would love it, and based on Yuri's reaction, it's safe to say that my mom's instincts are pretty accurate.
Thank you, I really appreciate this. But you didn't have to get this for me, silly. Not that I don't appreciate your gift.
I know I didn't have to, but I wanted to. I lean forward to plant a kiss directly on her lips, her eyes widening as I quickly pull away, grinning. You do know how to fluster me, don't you? That I do. Happy White Day, Yuri. You know, I never really knew what White Day is. So Valentine's Day is coming up within like 2 weeks or so. Not that I have plans with anybody, but it's interesting to know that it's a giving back day. Interesting indeed. Come on, exam revision can wait for one evening. Spend the rest of the day with me.
How could I say no?
After swinging the door open, I call out for Mom. Mom! No reply. Is she out? There's a note on here. She says she's gone out of town to see some friends. She'll be back later in the evening. That you should call her if there's anything we need. So we're home alone? It would seem that way. What should we do? Well, she starts fidgeting. Got really awkward, hasn't it? I always think about it before I speak. I didn't mean...
It's okay. Would you like to make a bento box with me? If I recall, you really enjoy my bentos that we shared at Natsuki.
Relieved to change the subject, I eagerly jumped at suggestion. Yeah, sounds good. Mom did a lot of food shopping yesterday, and she's made a bento boxes before, so I'm fairly sure we'll have the ingredients. What do you think of putting in it?
We should decide once we see the ingredients at our disposal.
Good point. We start rummaging through the cabinets. Well, Yuri looks like a little hesitantly, clearly unsure of what her place is to be rifling through my kitchen. Do you have anything in mind?
Mine are usually quite simple. Rice or noodles or some kind of protein and cooked vegetable. Standard home cooking, you know? But given that it's White Day, how about we cook something a bit more extravagant for it?
What are you thinking? Do you know how to make sushi? No, but I'm willing to try for the end result.
Ew. Alrighty then. We could do some other side dishes like vegetables or soybeans too. For the sushi itself, fish would do nicely, but if you don't have any, we can do with an alternative.
I dug my head in the fridge to see what Yuri bemused expression on my face. You can look with me, you know. It's your house just as much as mine is.
Of course.
With her help, we're quickly able to identify appropriate ingredients and soon begin preparing the meal.
Okay, so after you finish chopping all that, you add water to it and heat it till it's boiling, then turn it back down to medium. And don't forget to add the seasoning to the water too.
And I have to chop all these vegetables, right?
Yes, the lotus roots, the carrots, the white radish. Obviously, you don't chop the soybeans and kombu.
Okay, got it.
In the meantime, I'll get started on the rice. We both get to work, and soon the smell of delicious meal starts wafting in the air. Thankfully, the meal isn't... I'm gonna have to look... Hold on. Let me see this really quickly. Recent demos under 2017 drafts and demo release. Where can I find all these at? Did you, isn't it the same one that you sent me last time? Thankfully, the meal isn't particularly different to prepare, so we're able to talk things out as we're preparing it. I don't think mom would believe her eyes even if she saw us what we're doing right now. Have a Discord? Indeed I do. Which is kind of weird. I don't put my Discord in. I've never put my Discord somewhere to come check out. Alrighty. So, I'm gonna just take my Discord and I'm gonna put it in the chat. Awesome. I don't have any like big Discord server or anything like that. I should though make a Discord server, but you know, for like it doesn't have to be just for Doki either. If you want to see me play like a horror games, that's where I'm trying to mainly like, you know, play on. But I can play romance games, any other games. You know, I might play, you know, even a mainstream game. It doesn't matter. Like, honestly, Five Nights at Freddy's, definitely probably gonna be there. Eventually, I'm streaming because I actually have a PS5 and I bought the VR2 just to play Help Wanted 2. So I promise you, I haven't played it too much. So I know maybe like I played like maybe one stage, which absolutely scared the shit out of me. But I'm definitely going to probably play it. So I'm not sure you guys can see my Discord or not. Let me see. No, you guys can't see it. Well, I can see it. So, my Discord is KURLYTOP #0699. I'll put it in the chat right now. #6099, I think. Yeah. There you go. That's the Discord. The cooking? Yeah, but not just that. I don't think she ever expected my first girlfriend to have taught me how to make delicious meals like this. First girlfriend. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Way to go, Curly. The silence is proving to be excruciatingly awkward. That was a stupid choice of words. Anyways, I guess it's a pleasant surprise for her. I've always been a lazy cook, and even if you could recall, if you could even call me a cook. Hey, welcome back to the stream. I'm probably gonna play until I get to a good stopping point. Just because, just to really fit. And I'm getting text messages. Oh Lord, it's I'm such a hero. Yes, I did. Alrighty. Thank you so much for all for really just sending me things. I really do appreciate it. Yes, I am a weeb. That is Tsunayoshi from Reborn. If you're wondering what that is. Anyways, let's get it back. Well, there's no better time to learn than the present. I love how she just swept that under the forget me spot. You know, hopefully we can continue that on. When I make a mistake, just sweep it under there. But I definitely will hold myself accountable. If you don't mind me asking, how long have you been into making mods in games?
That's awesome to hear. She smiles slightly, but I can tell that what I just said is playing in her mind. Man, I've watched hundreds of animes, and it's kind of crazy right now that I've even considered reading a book after playing this, just to broaden my horizons. I have a book right next to me, and it's called The Magic of Believing. Just I have a lot of entrepreneur friends, and a lot of people like tell me that I should like read books more. And you know, I've been open-minded, but at the same time, it's really difficult. It's like on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a freaking 9 to want to read books to like difficulty level. I listen to a lot of audiobooks though, but reading is just something that is so difficult for me. Did I really mess up that badly? I wasn't trying to say that it wouldn't last. Either way, I'm not really a fan of how quiet she is so now. But hey, at least mom really likes you. Do you think your parents would have liked me? Damn. Really? Would you mind, you know, sharing the sauce for me? What motto have you been working for 6 years? I'm really interested in knowing. Sure thing. Do as you request awaiting your next command. Next, you want to stir the vinegar and rice and sugar. They dissolve and mix in the cooled rice. And done. Okay, now the notice sheet. Really? Your recent suggestion, that's the one you've been working for 6 years? Then that's gonna be the next one I hop on for sure. That's gonna be the exact, that's gonna be the next mod. That one right there. Send me the link to it on the Discord, and I'll promise you, after this playthrough, this is exactly what we're gonna play next. That's a promise. She starts with the sushi preparations, delicacy and precision in every moment. Yes, I certainly think my parents would have approved of you, Curly. Although I think they may have been a little surprised, no doubt, expecting me, a boyfriend, to be more of a reader. At least before we started dating. I know, isn't that amazing? I just play games, and I make music, so I know how voice audio recording works. But, you know, that's about it. Who knows, maybe I can implement a song or something like that. I don't know. Just speaking it out there. But yeah, send it to me for sure. It's gonna be a blast to play. Of course. Please do. I do appreciate it. But I remember my father used to joke about boys that may break your heart, but books will always be there for you. That little quote always makes me smile. Is that the kind of film you like? You're about to get like 2 players that just gonna play your stuff all the time now. Hope you're ready for that. Neither of my parents were sarcastic or so sarcasm is well quickly lost on me. So I'm sure you've noticed. Surprised you're dating me then. You know how snarky I can be? Funnily enough, it's actually one of the things I appreciate about having you around the most. Really? But I thought you'd... Fuck. But you said you really didn't get sarcasm. I didn't, but at least initially. But being around you has taught me how to see the insights in humor and joking. Fuck, I can't read. Much like with literature, there's variety in humor. You have a knack for making me laugh, don't forget. I'm glad that I have a comedy genius that has finally been recognized. Oh man, oh man. I have such amazing. This is gonna be so fun. See what I mean? Anyway, I think we're ready to mix the mackerel with the mayonnaise and spring onion. We're gonna use a black pepper seasoning, correct? Yes, we are. You're learning quickly. Habits when you learn from the best. I swiftly plan on a kiss for her forehead. An hour or so later, we're both digging in on our meals. It's a shame that Mom wasn't around. Maybe then she'd believe me. Is it just me, or does the food taste a lot better when you've made it with yourself? Hugh, most definitely. It's something I've come to appreciate. Maybe I could teach Sorryiii one day. Her diet is probably the worst of mine. Speaking of Sorryiii, what did you get up to? Oh, on that one day we hung out? Yuri nods. Went down memory lane, I guess. Both literally and figuratively. We went to the park we first met at. Talked about life, I guess. Oh, that looks so tough. Oh, that looks so awesome. The girl has been hanging over me for some time. I'm really excited to try all these mods. You have no clue. The girl has been hanging over me for some time. I assume she was rather forgiving? Oh yeah, of course. Told me not to worry about abandoning her. And that's a given that I'd spend more time with you. She was happy that I'm back in her life and gets to see me in school and stuff. Hearing her words really helped me out, but I still feel a little guilty. That's completely normal, Curly. The most important thing is that you remember that she doesn't hold anything against you, and that you two still are good friends. There's plenty of time to be able to spend with her again. After all, you both enjoy each other's company, did you not? We did. Even though our friendship isn't exactly the same of how it used to be, we were still getting along like nothing really happened. The playful teasing, the shared nostalgia. She really makes you happy, doesn't she? I nod. I don't think I'll ever meet anyone as strong and carefree and bubbly persona. You always look so exuberant around her. Eh? Do I? Yes, you do. Perhaps it's buried in your subconscious. Well, I guess I do have fun hanging around with her. It's nice to be around someone who doesn't take things that seriously. That's probably not what you want to say! She's getting really good at being able to cheer me up. I see. How can someone not cheer you up? It probably activates mirror neurons. The way that Sorryiii can laugh and be so infectious. You get what I mean? Yeah. Yuri, is everything okay? You seem kinda off. Curly, usually quite in tune with others' feelings, but sometimes you can be extremely dense. Jeez, I never claimed that I could read minds. Anyway, what's the sudden change in tone? I thought we were having a great time cooking. You always grin so boldly when you talk about Sorryiii. Is she even listening to me? Like I said, if I did before, I just don't notice it. Well, even if you don't notice it, other people can. If you contrast with how you act around me, there's a marked difference. A marked difference? Yeah, well, off the top of my head, I kiss and cuddle with you. There's something I shouldn't do with other people, right? I reach and pull Yuri's hug, but she shot away. Yuri, you don't know what I'm talking about, do you? I suppose it's so ingrained in you that you wouldn't notice unless it's outright said. If I'm supposedly this dense, feel free to enlighten me on the matter. I know that I shouldn't be getting this sarcastic with her, but I can't help but feeling more and more irritated about this conversation continuing. You always look your happiest when you're with Sorryiii. Even when you just talk about her and think about the past with her. Well, I don't know about the happiest, but she is my childhood friend. It's natural to feel happy about you think about someone I've known for years, don't you think? It's just as suspected. Huh? She makes you happier than I do, doesn't she? What? My mind's spinning. How do we get from food to sharing kisses to this? Yeah, we spoke about this. Where's this coming from? Come on, Yuri, talk to me. If we spoke about this before, then why don't you understand why I'm upset? Just because you know why you're upset doesn't mean that I know. Can you just tell me what's wrong? I don't understand how you can analyze books so extensively but remain blind when it comes to things like this. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna break up. This is like our first argument. I haven't saved in a long time. I would have been very sad. Oh man, I'm gonna have such a fucking blast. Thank you for sending me all of these recommendations. They're not even recommendations, they're just mods I'm going to play after this one. I don't want to play the main game. Look, I think that you might be feeling jealous, but I mean you just explicitly compared yourself to her. I don't get why you're suddenly this upset when we've been having such a nice time. You realize that you were talking at length about how you feel about Sorryiii, and on our right day, no less. You started this conversation about her though. I was admittedly curious about what you did with her in the beginning of the conversation. I didn't mean for it to spawn an entire conversation about how you felt towards Sorryiii. After a while, I was only engaged in this conversation with you to be polite. I didn't want to just ignore what you said about her. I suppose it was too much to expect to be more tactful about it. Again, I'm not a mind reader. How am I supposed to know when you're upset about something, rarely explicitly express it? Why can't you just tell me things? I'm guessing you don't have these kind of arguments with Sorryiii. Of course not, because I'm not dating her. Are you sure this is about jealousy? I thought you said you weren't jealous of my hanging around with Sorryiii before. Didn't you say they were jealous about her personality and our close relationship itself? Yes, I did. Then there's something more that you're upset about. If you have a problem, just tell me. Stop beating around the bush. I'll never get what you want me to say. Do you know how difficult it is for me to tell people how I'm feeling? I spent the past decade of my life suppressing my outward emotions. But you can try, can't you? This is me trying, Curly. I just communicate more subtly. Then how about you try to communicate unsubtly? You don't get it. The difficulty I have with speaking about these things is almost as if there's something physically blocking my throat. That's just your own thoughts in your head making me feel that way, right? Just get over it and blurt your inner thoughts like ripping it at a band-aid. I know you can do it, Yuri. With all due respect, Curly, I didn't even tell you about my own harm of my own self-harm with my own accord. It was purely by accident that you found out. Even so, it felt better after you talked to me about it, right? Yes, but... So just tell me what's bothering you. I can't help if I don't know what's going on. She doesn't reply. Then sudden strained silence feels more uncomfortable by the second. I sigh inwardly and I hate apologizing for things that aren't my fault. I'm sorry, okay? I know how you feel, so... No, you don't. How can you possibly know what it feels like, Curly? He doesn't understand, and nor do I. I mean, I don't think I'm in the right, but Yuri's not in the wrong. Do you constantly consider yourself an embarrassment? Do you know how it feels to have people feel nothing but pity towards you? To have seen you as a freak? Well, no, but that's precisely my point. Alright, I get it. Just because I don't have specific problems, it doesn't mean I have my own ones to deal with, you know? Well, I know that. You know, sometimes you get heated and annoyed and some things just kind of splurt out. And it's not the smartest thing to say. Of course. Everyone around us has their own demons, so stop acting like it's only you. Once these words leave my mouth, they sounded a lot less harsh in my head. The look of deep hurt in Yuri's face prompts me to quickly try to undergo the damage that's been unleashed. I wearily rub my forehead on my hand. It's just really frustrating to be told that my problems don't matter, you know? That's not what I said. Like, how would you feel if I did this stuff? Refuse to talk to you about my negativity I was feeling towards you and, well, cut myself. I'd feel like I deserve it. What? Did she really just say that? I expected her to get angry and lash out and not provide a self-deprecating remark. Deserve? Let's be honest, Curly. I'm an awful girlfriend. I have to force myself not to roll my eyes in a sigh of exasperation. I hide things from you, and you're always so nice for me. What thoughtful things have I done for you, Curly? You... She doesn't even let me answer. She forcefully carries on. You organized a lovey-dovey day out for Valentine's Day, and I couldn't even return the favor for White Day. Here we are, acting just like any old day, because I couldn't even organize something romantic for us. It's another pathetic trait of mine that I'll never be able to shake, no matter how much I will try. Her breathing is growing faster and faster, and her tone is becoming more and more venomous. I'm trying to be the perfect girlfriend for you, I really am. I thought that by making love to you, that would help. After all, it seems like the only thing I can provide you. No, Yuri. Oh, you don't... Oh, man. That shit hurt my heart. I'm not even gonna lie. Who knew after one of the most amazing episodes, you'd have to, like, see the repercussions? I mean, yeah. Should have seen that coming. I thought that by making love to you, that would help. After it seems like that's the only thing I can provide you. Wait. What? Back up a second there, Yuri. What exactly do you mean by that? Please don't tell me that you felt like you had to have sex with me. She doesn't even need to nod, say, or yes. The silence is just damning her, confirming my fear. I thought it was what I had to do. You said you wanted to. I wanted to please you. It feels like everything that was going on here mere months ago suddenly been flipped on its head. Yuri, you don't have to be perfect. Why didn't you just say something? If you weren't comfortable, that's all you had to say. But of course it isn't easy for her. I'm sorry, I know I should have said something. Things really haven't been going as well as I thought they were. With my face in my hands, I hear Yuri get up and walk away from me. Where are you going? I need the bathroom. Yuri, don't. I can't help it. Oh my lord! Yuri runs to the room and always starting to push up her sleeves. In a panic, I follow her, even if it's just a glimpse I catch behind her forward. A crisp of gashes and different self-healing. Although most scabbing over, a few small ones look a little more fresh, as I can just make out little specks of blood leaking out the wound. It's heartbreaking to see. I know. I remember, like, this is a little bit more of a personal story, I guess, but I flew out to see one of my ex-girlfriend at the time, a couple years ago. And we were trying very humbly to stay away from each other, you know, not to be in a sexual sense, because, you know, it's our first time seeing each other. Just to, like, you know, because I was trying to wait for marriage to have sex, and, you know, I convinced her to do so too. This was back when I was, you know, I'm not the same person I used to be. But, you know, when things happened and got hot, it was like the force, you know, just the natural wanting of something. And, you know, I never wanted to force her. And she told me that all the time. She said, I don't want to force you. I don't want to force you to do anything you don't want to do. And, you know, it's different when you, like, don't want to force someone to do something and just kind of like a want to be there versus it's like you're forcing it just to please them. And I understand exactly how that feels, because I want to make sure, like, if anything did ever happen, that it should never be forced. It should be a loving thing that should be between both people, because things like that is a very intimate thing, and should only be done with is actually, like, you know, a want for both. I grab her shoulder when I catch her up and stop in her tracks. Yuri begins scratching her wrist, in an action that catches me off guard while I was expecting her to pull out a blade of sorts. This is the first time I've actually seen her in the act. A sight of nothing like I've ever seen before. She positively rips and tears her into her arm, racking her nails down, still leaving red streaks in their wakes. Dark red blots of blood spot her scratch marks. The raw, visceral nature of her desperate scratching frightens me. It's almost as though she's trying to destroy all the progress she's been putting into healing, to leave ugly reminders of her flaws behind. Ugly. This is the first time I've ever associated Yuri with that word. But no amount of bleeding that her scars are beautiful would change the fact that they're frankly the opposite. I'm struck by a pang of guilt at the thought, should I be thinking about self-harm like this? But I shouldn't act like I'm blind to the scars, right? Either way, it's all irrelevant. I've got to concentrate on Yuri. What are you doing? I said, obstinate to tear away the scabs of her fingernails. Yuri! What? What are you doing? What do you think I'm doing? There's a sharp, biting edge to her tone. Did you think cutting was the only way it could self-harm? Yeah. Yuri, please. Please just stop. In desperation, I reach out to grab her arm. However, she quickly wrenches out of my grip and jumps aside. Her scratching continues more furiously than ever. All my instincts screaming to intervene, but every time I step towards her, she strides away. She's scratching and carries on, and her expression on her face slowly grows more relaxed. It's awful knowing that the only thing that causes her to relax is the pain that she's inflicting on herself. Eventually, the scratching comes to an end. The slow trickles of her arms run down her tears on her face. My brain is trying to process what I just witnessed. Needless to say, it's not doing a good job. What have I even meant to say? I told you I was a freak. We have to get you help for this, Yuri. This really can't carry on. Yuri snorts at my statement. What? Don't you think I know that this is bad? If you know, then why do you keep doing it? Is this going to happen every time you have an argument? I can't help but feel anger. Those two words resound in my head. Why not? How would you even know? You haven't even tried. This could have been avoided if I just what, Curly? Therapy isn't some magical fairy tale fix. I've already told you it's not easy for me to yet. You seem to continue to forget your self-righteous lectures. Lectures? Really? That's what you see these as? I mean, how would you like if I cut and scratched myself bloody? How would you like if I turned my arms into an ugly mess? The worst of it, the stress Yuri's face tells me the first time tonight might have just crossed the line. With heartbreaking realization, I quickly see that the fresh tears are now leaking down her face once more. I don't want to hear it. Her expression, the line, the delivery, the tone. I shrink back. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of in shock right now. Am I about to get the bad ending? It's just crazy. What looked like a warm, delicious food became now pure slimy and cold to me. I can't but worry about what Yuri is going to do when she gets back home. I should have gone after her. I should have done anything but let her go. Well, I say that, but in reality, I know there's nothing I could have done. What was I supposed to do? Imprison her in my house? Physically restrain her until impulse abated? If I'd done that, I don't know if she'd ever forgive me. I don't want out or anyone else without permission. So I don't think I should tell her or my mom. Would calling police be an overreaction? If she were contemplating suicide, I would call, but didn't she say long ago that she wasn't specifically suicidal? Should I trust her words or leave her be? We just established that she doesn't necessarily tell me everything, though. That doesn't mean she lied, though, right? I really went and jinxed it, didn't I? I can't leave this stream with all that. I can't do that. I don't have it in my heart to not know things are okay. I wake up with a start. They go over me instead of lying in bed. My fragments of my memory suddenly flashing through my mind. Latte, cooking, yelling blood, Yuri. This all happened. I haven't cleaned up our dinner yesterday. This is crazy how such a mundane core can just change what just happened. Mom? At this point, I feel like Mom's the only one who's able to comfort me. I really must be a mama's boy. It's in my bed that I find her. Sitting at my desk, flipping through an old photo album. Curly, you're up. Yeah, guess I am. I'm gonna sit down on my bed next to her. For a few moments, there's only the sound of album pages clicking through as my mom finally breaks the silence. Remember when we went to the beach the one time? She points out a photo of a small chubby child digging a hole as we at the beach. That must have been taken when I was like 5. Maybe. You have to be more specific though. Come on, it was that time you peed yourself because you were busy playing to go to the bathroom. Ironic because you also could have peed in the ocean right next to it, but instead you decided to wet your pants in front of everyone. What's the point of bringing that up now? I can feel my heat rising to my face. Just reminiscing. You're such a cute kid. So, I'm not much of a looker now then, huh? Oh, now you're just putting words in my mouth. Mom gets down on the fondly new photo. It's one of my dad and I standing proudly in front of the house at 7 years old. Sometimes I wonder, would it have been better if I hadn't insisted on leaving your father? Should I just put it up for your sake? I'm startled just by the sudden change in topic. Mom never really talks about her feelings, much less the divorce. I mean, aren't you happier now? There's no denying that. But still, there are plenty of people who stick it out for the kids' sakes. I just couldn't do that. Sorry, your mom's so selfish. But there wouldn't have been any use in staying together if all you would have done is keep arguing. I could tell you guys you're both unhappy, you know? Plus, everything turned out alright in the end. It's better to be single than in a toxic relationship. Toxic relationship, huh? Weren't you super stressed out all that time? I remember a lot of your arguments were about how much work you each did, and Dad would insist it had it easier on him. Yeah. Ugh, that man. Still, you know, the one who insisted on the divorce, right? I could have forgiven him. I think that after I showed the papers, he was actually shocked into realizing how serious I was. He'd apologized and told me he was willing to change. I didn't know that. My pride stood in the way. I didn't want to back down and look weak. I didn't have a long conversation about it with him after already explaining myself so many times in the argument. And I couldn't bear going through this all over again. It turned out really he didn't change. Knowing Dad, I think he would have gone back to his old ways after a while. Yeah, anyway, at least I'm happy that I got to focus on my career so much more after we separated. But that still came with a cost. Not being here to watch over you as much as I wanted to. Mom, seriously, it's okay. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? All things considered, I'm happy the way things turned out. Thanks, Curly. You know how my temper can get when I'm particularly irritated, right? I can't imagine how it would have been how much fun to argue with. Who knows, if I were more patient or communicative, things might have turned out differently. And speaking of arguments, you had one with Yuri yesterday, didn't you? Yeah. Geez, an earth-shattering argument on White Day. That's an exaggeration. How did you know we had an argument? Mom rolls her eyes. Dinner was on the table, barely even. You were dozing off on the couch, TV turned to the infrared channel. Guess that makes sense. Well, I didn't want to ask for advice though. So what happened? I read my hand through last night and recall everything that happened. We started off talking about Sorryiii while we were eating. Like she asked me what we did together. Yeah. Sometimes when I had issues with girls, or my mom, you know. And I used to talk to my mom about like the issues I had. And it left me really bad sometimes. It even drove me to suicidal thoughts at some point, which is definitely not a healthy road. I'm much more better now, a lot more better than I was back then. Your mom, or you know, older people sometimes are really wise if you just give them the time of day, especially someone that you love. He keeps texting me. I don't know who this is. Anyway, see, talking about Yuri. Well, you talked to Yuri about a whole nother girl on White Day. That's the point Yuri brought up too. Is that some kind of date coding I missed? Apparently, Curly, what gave you the bright idea to talk up another girl about your girlfriend? Hey, she's the one who brought up Yuri first, you know. Anyway, then Yuri started hinting about how I shouldn't be talking about that, and I kind of got mad and told her you should work on communicating more clearly. And then she started talking about how she has trouble communicating and has to deal with a lot of problems. I told her that I have my own problems to deal with too. And my mom winced at that. I know I said some wrong things during our argument. Anyway, Yuri started being really self-deprecating, and then she left too. Then a bunch of stuff happened where Yuri kept calling herself a freak, and I thought that she considered therapy, but she was really reciprocated to it. Mom's quiet for a few moments. I don't know if that's a good or bad sign. Sorry if a summary was vague, but I don't really want to reveal any secrets without Yuri's permission, you know. W, Mom. Thanks, but honestly speaking, I think it's a good portion of my points were valid. I won't say I was in the right in the argument, but you know, someone once said that everything before the word "but" is BS. Curly, you should be looking at it. You should not be looking at that in the first place. Both of you should be working to resolve the problems together, not pitting yourselves against the world, trying to see who's right and who's wrong. That's true. I still can't believe this ever happened. My brain keeps going over in different things I said, different things I could have done. Everything that happened last night is just playing on repeat in my head. Huh, now you know how I feel, huh? It's alright. I'm not gonna lie. I just had an argument with Yuri, and it got really bad. Really bad. Maybe mom actually opened about the divorce for some reason. Here's your chance to not turn into another version of me and your father. It's probably true that you have a point and that Yuri should probably learn to communicate. But it also sounds like you have some deep-rooted problems like that she won't be able to get over that easily you like. The thing is, like, she had been getting better. Almost like she was cured or something. Mom shakes her head. If these problems are anything similar to what I'm thinking about now, it'll take a lot more work to cure them. Even though I'm using the word cure, it may be that the problem is getting more remission than anything. Interesting. Or they might never fully go away at all. Also, I'd hope that you didn't use that exact phrase with her. No, I didn't. I'm guessing you haven't talked to her yet today. I've even yet to brush my teeth. Were you planning to talk to her then? I don't know. Wouldn't she want her space? Curly, communication is key. Look, I know how it's going to be awkward and weird after everything was said and done yesterday. But it's better to clear up things sooner than later, before misunderstandings crop or negative thoughts become conflicted with reality. If you don't talk, how are you going to be able to apologize and solve your issues together? I'm not saying that you should totally hound her on the topic because she's very real, want to talk about things through, but you still need to open up dialogue about these things so you can both know where you stand. That makes sense. I'm really dreading talking to her though. There were some harsh words thrown last night. I don't really know how I'm gonna face her. And you won't know until you try. I mean, I know it's going to be awkward. Just talk to her, Curly. In fact, why don't you call her right now? Can I eat breakfast first? First of all, it's nearly noon, and secondly, no. But I don't even know what she's gonna pick up. You don't know if I caught her. You don't think I called her last night after she stormed off? Tensions were high at the moment, Curly. If she doesn't pick up now, then at least text her. I reluctantly pull out my phone. With a surprise, no calls or messages back. Come on, Curly, I believe in you. I get it. Don't worry, I'm going to give you your privacy when you call. Let me know how it goes. Thanks. Of course. Before she steps to the door, I look at her one last time. Oh, Mom? Thanks. For everything. I mean, talking to me, helping me clean up yesterday and stuff. And, for being a good mom. Man, that was too cheesy for even me. However, Mom's bright smile alleviates my embarrassment. It's all part of the job. Oh, man. I remember there's a lot of times where I've had moments just like these. And from the point where whether I made a mistake or the girl was frustrated, I used to text like a lot of times. I'd text her like, I'm sorry, hey, is everything okay? You know, I would never let things die down. And then when I did, she used to be mad at me for it, saying I should have come after her or something like that. But, you know, things happen. And I really hope that from my past experiences, maybe if I'm allowed to make decisions, that this be better off than what I did. Gathering up what little courage I have remaining, I force myself to dial Yuri's number. It's the same as indifferent. It's almost within me, hoping that Yuri doesn't pick up. Hello. Now that she's on the line, I've forgotten everything I want to say. Hi. I'm glad you picked up. To be honest, I was tempted to ignore your calls again. At least you picked up. Then why did you pick up? I don't know. Actually, I suppose that only reason is because I knew you'd be thinking. You were worrying that I killed myself, weren't you? It's alright. It's only to be expected. She got me. It's not the only reason I called, but it's a whole huge looming fear that's in the back of my mind. I didn't want to admit it myself, but it's true. I was worried that Yuri might have committed suicide. I mentally berate myself. Come on, Yuri's not so fragile that she'd offer herself after one argument, right? Stop thinking she's made of glass. Although she might not have committed suicide, but would have been so far-fetched to think she could accidentally cut herself too deep. An image of a desperate scratching flashes through my mind. Yuri, I'm sorry. Sorry for everything that happened last night. There's a lot of things that I shouldn't have said, as you can see. I'm not the most sensitive or tactful person sometimes. I'm sorry too, for allowing myself to show that part of me. I can't believe I actually scratched myself in front of you. It was just such an overwhelming impulse. Obviously. See, okay, Yuri, I want to say something, but I get it, but do I really get it? All these issues, they're really difficult for you to deal with, aren't they? You both acted on impulse yesterday.
I suppose so.
You know, you were right. I can't imagine how it must feel to be you, having to deal with, this side from the other end, and so quiet I can hardly make it out.
Thank you for acknowledging that. It's just so tiring and not having anyone being able to fully understand that side of me. Of course, I'm not blaming you for not being able to understand. It's simply that all these feelings are extremely isolating. Well, I know that I must sound like a broken record at this point, but I'll always be here for you. I might not totally get what you tell me, but I'll try to help the best I can. And that includes helping you feel less isolated. Last night I was really mad at the problems, not at you. I just didn't know how to. So basically, me and Yuri had an argument because she asked about Sorryiii, about the time you want to hang out. So before this is White Day, so we plan on a date. But before that, during the weekend, I hung out with Sorryiii. And Yuri has a lot of jealousy towards Sorryiii, but she tries not to let the anguish stop her. And from there, I kind of just talked about how Sorryiii made me smile, hanged out as a kid, and just reminisced a little bit. And basically just really talking about hyping this girl up, talking great about her, how she made everybody happy. And this is the girl that on White Day to my girlfriend. And she pointed it out to me. And I'm like, you just told me, you just asked about it. And she was trying to hint that, hey, you probably shouldn't do that. So from there came from issues like, hey, I have issues and I just don't think you'd understand, and it's really hard for you to do that. And I'm like, hey, I have issues too, so stop acting like you're the only one that has issues here. And then it got so bad to the point where Yuri started scratching herself, had the urge to just let it out. And I'm there just trying to stop her, and she's not stopping. So right now, this is kind of the reconciliation from all that. I just didn't know how to voice frustrations clearly enough. I wasn't self-aware enough to really pinpoint the source of my emotions until now. We're both in this together. Let's fight these problems alongside one another. Thank you, Curly. Sorry for not able to speak so openly about everything. It's alright. It's a work in progress. Yes, it is. Actually, can I come over to your place right now so we can talk about these things face to face? Plus, I know you have phone anxiety, so. Or we could talk about something somewhere else if you're more comfortable with that. Sorry, but I'd rather not. Okay. It's not your fault. It's that I believe I need some time to think about things. You mean you need some space for a while? But I agree with you in terms of working together with these issues. Only I need to put my thoughts in order first before I can try explaining things to anyone. Sorry, I'm not good at speaking unless I've probably thought my words. You're perfectly fine, I understand. Because it was too much, everything could be fixed on one phone call. There's a lot to mull over. There definitely is. Thank you for taking the effort to call me and make things right, Curly. I don't know if I had the strength to do the same. Of course. I really care about you, Yuri. Don't forget about that. I won't. Sorryiii date. I'm going to have a blast.
I can't wait to play all these. I'll see you in school Monday then. I mentally sigh in relief. It's not like Yuri can barely see my face then. Sounds like a plan. If you like, we could continue this conversation during lunch. I believe I'll be ready to talk by then. Are you sure? You really don't have to force yourself. Yes, if I don't do it, then I'll never be able to. Okay. I just don't want you to be uncomfortable talking about everything. My mind flashes back to Yuri talking about being the perfect girlfriend. Please, trust me when I say that I'd rather you wait until you're good with everything than force yourself to do so. You can't rush progress, and when it comes to these things, right? Yes, you're definitely right, but I think I'll be able to talk about it. But in the case I start to have trouble speaking, I'll tell you. Okay, that's all I wanted to hear. Would you like to meet me throughout the room during lunch then? That'll be fine. Plus, you wouldn't have to worry about others eavesdropping about a conversation. So, I guess that's it for now. And always better any conversation. I suppose so. Again, thank you for calling. Well, thank you for being receptive and even after our argument. It's only fair. After all, I stoked the flames just as much as you did. Either way. Are you doing anything right now? I've been cooking lunch when you called. Oh, right now it's right noon. I'll let you get back to that. Oh, okay, thank you. I'll see you Monday. Goodbye, Curly. After a brief pause, a small click sounds and life goes dead. I breathe a sigh of relief. That's over and done with, and actually went pretty well. Lunch on Monday, huh? I better prepare myself for the emotional exhaustion I'll inevitably have to feel that day. But for now, lunch sounds really good. I'm glad that kind of talked out. It really was needed. I just want to say it was great for Yuri to talk as a girlfriend back to that. Like, arguments happen, issues happen, stuff like that happens. Like, a lot of things always happen when you're in a relationship. You're going to have arguments, and it's depending on were you willing to do that with somebody for the rest of your life, dealing with that. Damn. I'm going through emotional trauma and I'm not even in a relationship. This is making me feel sad. Anyways. Oh god, it's finally lunchtime. Time to meet up with Yuri. It's strange seeing all the run-of-the-mill students without a care in the world. It's very like when you play it and you deal with it first at hand, you get connected, you know? This series has really got me connected. I've been playing it for like about maybe 2 weeks or so. Maybe a little less, but think about all the hours I put in. Like, I have all these videos that have 2 to 4 hour play. And it's really got me deep into like the story, you know? And you know, as a person that's gone through that before and seeing it happen again, and like me like being in the same position or playing as the person, it really brings back memories. So I understand those emotions, which not pleasant. Yuri and I had to deal with these past few days. I wonder how the situation would have played out differently between players. Who would have done it better? Who would have done it worse? Somehow, I doubt that anyone around me right now has to deal with anything like Yuri. Yeah, it's kind of scary, you know. Especially when it comes to doing very things like that. I've dealt with like a lot of like, you know, talking stages to dating stages with very suicidal people before, and let me tell you, it is very difficult to try to talk up to something, talk about therapy and shit like that. It gets very difficult. Everybody has their own issues to go through, you know? Hasn't hanging out with Yuri taught me anything? Judging book by their covers, something like that? I mentally shake my head. Come on, Curly, you have no idea what anyone else is going through. Judging others, Yuri spoke a lot about that topic before. Yuri, I'm even prepared for this conversation. As I make my way to the roof, each step seems to grow heavier and heavier. My uniform seems to be uncomfortably warm, but my palms have suddenly collected layers of sweat. Before I know it, I'm in the front of the rooftop entrance. Here goes nothing. As always, it takes my eyes a little time to adjust the brilliant sunlight outside. And soon enough, I'm able to make out a tall, long-haired girl standing by the edge of the roof. The contrast between her violet and pale blue sky makes her look like all the more dark. Yuri. I step closer to her, prompting a slight peek from her. She doesn't move though, so I like to stand beside her, look down with the school ground below.
Hello, Curly.
Hey, Yuri. Normal enough to start a conversation. Yuri runs her finger along the chain fence below, blocking the edge of the roof.
It's a nice day out, isn't it?
Guess so.
You haven't had lunch yet, right?
Our lunch just started, so.
Alright.
Yuri's face turns slightly red when she quickly turns to rummage through her bag, so I can tell if to hide her face or not. However, she pulls out a package tied together with a large handkerchief. A bento?
I made you a bento. You never bring very nutritious lunches since we planned out eating together.
Whoa, are you sure? I did bring some bread, so.
I made my own bento, so if you don't eat it, it's just gonna be wasted. Plus, it was made specifically for you, so.
And the peace offering is the best peace offering I've ever received. Holy crap, thank you. Your cooking always looks delicious. I feel bad that I don't have anything for you.
It's fine. I made it for you because I wanted to, not because I expected anything in return.
Aww, Yuri. I didn't even read that part, to be honest. That just was just wholehearted actions. I take the boxes from her hand and peek inside. Rice, grilled beef, some kind of salad, and dumplings. You made my favorite dumplings for me?
Yes, I bought some before, so.
Yuri, you don't know how much I appreciate it.
Believe me, I have a good enough idea of that.
We chuckle loudly for a bit, then Yuri's face suddenly falls.
Curly, I'm sorry for everything that happened on White Day. Now I think over what I did, I feel so ashamed.
She bites her lip hard.
I can believe that it actually happened.
Yuri, I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have pressed you so hard on things, so I obviously can't just change on a whim.
Thank you, but I know I was really the
Well, if I hadn't clueless gone and said about Yuri, but I also could have outright told you what was bothering me. Instead, I showed to internalize all my negative thoughts and manifested it.
Well, blatant self-hatred.
I mean, it's not like you explicitly chose to internalize all that, right? These deep-seated problems you have. I get that sometimes you can't help but second-guess yourself and think in a certain type of way.
But in order to prove my mental health, don't I have to change these processes?
Well, yeah, but doesn't it take a huge amount of time and effort before you fully change it?
It's low going in the beginning, right?
And on the day, tensions had been running high anyway, so it would have been harder to be self-aware about it. Plus, I'm sure that some comments didn't help the matter either.
That's true, but either way,
Yuri takes a deep breath.
You're right. The biggest problem in our relationship right now is most likely communication, and that's really on me.
Yuri!
It's fine, Curly. You don't have to check to make me feel better. I've accepted that genuinely a fault of mine that I'm too emotionally suppressive. After all these years, I've gotten in the habit of hiding my true thoughts and feelings forever, Raiden. It's actually a bit selfish of me. I don't tell anyone anything so I can avoid being judged.
But that's perfectly valid reason not to make some things right.
Maybe, but I doubt that's a completely healthy mindset. It stops me from communicating and effectively with others. So I'm going to try to explain everything, all of it to you. All the reasoning behind my thoughts and processes and how gently I feel about certain things. I truly did some introspection over the weekend to figure things out.
Well, if you're up to it, I'm all ears. I don't know if I'll be able to understand everything, but I probably won't be able to relate a lot of what you feel. But I'll try my best to be as empathetic as possible.
That's all I'd ask of you.
Once again, Yuri takes a breath and steadies herself. Where should we start? Could we start with the argument?
That's a good place of any.
There's a strange weary smile on Yuri's face.
Now that I think about it, I was probably overreacting during an argument, wasn't I?
It's okay. If you don't get angry from time to time, I definitely said some things that were out of line.
But how would you have known what to say? You're not licensed psychologist. And you don't self-harm, so it's not as thought you know exactly what me to say.
I mean, I could have not said some things though. If I'd given it some thought before speaking, I could have realized that some of my words were hurtful to you anyway, not just a self-harmer. For instance, I should have said that to other people, problems too. That's true. When you said that it seemed to invalidate my issues, it minimized my suffering. Yeah, like other people have other problems too, you know? So you should just suck it up and deal with it. See, I did not mean to invalidate you. What was something else I said? How would you feel if I did this? Oh yeah, I think I said that a couple times. Actually, could you explain why it's so bad to say that? Well, alright. It's likely not very obvious to someone who isn't too familiar with the thoughts behind self-harm, but I believe the best way to put it is saying that guilt trips me. Makes me feel worse about myself because it makes me that much more aware of how self-harm affects others around me. And then it makes me feel like cutting even more. It's a bit of a cycle where that makes me feel terrible, which makes me cut, which makes me feel even worse. Which leaves me cutting again, etc, etc. I'm so sorry. I had no idea. It's okay. Now you know. Now you say it seems obvious though. Hindsight is 20/20, I suppose. I guess so. Man, I wish I hadn't spoken without thinking so much. I'm especially sorry for the ugly miscomment. Yuri looks down at her arms and they're covered by her sleeves right now. But of course I can imagine the scarring underneath the clothes. Oh, you're right. Huh? They are ugly. Well, to be honest, they were at a time when I liked the way they looked. But that was a time when I was even worse state of mind, if you can believe it. I'm guessing it might have been around the time of her parents' death. Quite simply, I'm disfiguring myself, and I feel like I deserve to be disfigured. It's like self-harm allows me to extremely show how I feel on the inside, and I don't know really to say to that. I feel the need to punish myself for making mistakes and things like that. The first time I cut my arm, I was almost mesmerized by the blood flowing down my skin. It felt strange, like seeing my arm marred like that, but in a right way. Yuri, you don't have to say anything. I know you probably don't know what to say. She got that right. Even so, I hope you know that when I said that, I was mad at self-harming itself, not at you, if that makes sense. I understand. I'm sorry if this is too soon, but you didn't do anything bad yourself after our argument, did you? I'm sorry for asking so clumsily, but I really don't know how I can breach the topic without in a sensitive way. It's alright. The scratching helped take off the edge a lot, but so I didn't do anything worse than that, and I usually do. Oh, I still just can't believe I did it in front of you. All my thoughts and emotions just suddenly overwhelmed me. It was almost as if physical pressure was building up within me. I see. Damn, I can't imagine. Well, I'm glad that you can't imagine. You know what you said about me not trying to change myself? I'm sorry for that too. No, it's fine to be honest. I don't think I've been trying all that much. Sometimes a wave of motivation comes over me that makes me want to change, but that doesn't happen too often. I'm scared of how it'll be when I don't have self-harm to help me feel control again. That physical pain is something that I can understand and manipulate myself, something that has a definitive end. It's the way I've always coped. It's not often that something makes me feel like discarding that. You did talk about a bit about this before. I think it's probably the first time I came over to your house. I suppose I did. In the end, I suppose I don't want to change. Yuri, come on, you might say that but you have changed already. She gives me a question look. You've become more confident in yourself when you speak to others, and for one thing. Remember when you never felt like saying hi to Natsuki before? And look at you right now, you're opening up to me about stuff. Sure, you may still have your flaws, but that alone shows that despite what you tell yourself, you're willing to change. So change isn't all bad, right? Ah, you're right as usual. You don't deserve all this. Yuri, please trust me when I say this. And I wouldn't lie to you about that either. Okay, thank you, Curly. I slowly sneak my hand over to Yuri's. Surprisingly, she actually lets me grab it in response. It feels framed to talk about this with you. Is it really okay for me to share this burden with you? Of course. What kind of person would I be if I didn't support my loved ones? Thank you. Anyway, no one's perfect, as you both know by now. If you're willing to forgive me, then I definitely think you should be able to forgive yourself, if that makes sense. You don't have to be the perfect girlfriend because there's no such thing. Which reminds me, please tell me whenever you're uncomfortable with anything, Yuri. It's kind of an awkward subject to broach, but I've got to address it. If you don't want to do something, like if you don't want to be intimate at the moment or anything, you can always just say no. No one has the right to demand you of anything in that way. There'll never be hard feelings about you saying no because you don't owe anyone sex or whatever. Sorry, I just didn't know what to do at the moment. There were so many expectations and worries clouding my mind that I just forced myself. But don't worry, I don't blame you or anything. Yuri, you don't have to apologize. Again, I'd never get mad at you even at me if you turn down intimacy down. In fact, isn't it better when we're both happy and willing to do something? Yes, I know that now, but that wasn't the case at the time. Either way, thank you for bringing this up. To be quite honest, it was weighing me down a bit, but I wasn't sure how to bring it up without turning it into an awkward mess. It's comforting to confirm that's okay if I don't force myself. Yeah, it's definitely the subject that had to be addressed. At any rate, whatever happens, I'll try to support you as my girlfriend. That is, if you still want to call yourself that. Yes, I don't think much inclined to breaking up with you, especially after you've been so kind and understanding towards me. Well, I guess I meant to ask if you needed to go on a break or not. I definitely get that you might want some space, so... Well, it is nice being able to only speak my own terms and knowing that I can make my time about things and think myself. But I also know that I still love you. So, would it be alright if we just took it slowly? Yes, definitely. I wouldn't have expected everything to go back to normal, just after one conversation anyway. Honestly, I wasn't expecting her to want to stay with me. The bell suddenly rings and startling us out of the quiet discussion. Jeez, you really lost track of time. You hardly even ate, you were so busy talking. Well, I'm definitely glad we had this conversation. I think it helped me understand you a lot more. And I'm glad I was able to work on communication. Man, I guess we'd get to class for now, but I'll meet you at the usual place to the walk to the club, okay? Okay. See you then, Curly. And once again, thank you. Back at ya. My mood has seriously lifted from how I felt these last few days. Ironic considering the dark subject matter of Yuri and I talked about during lunch. But it just feels nice knowing that someone I love trusts me enough to talk about these things. It's definitely gladdening to be able to resolve the conflict peacefully and come out to be a better person. I still wonder if Yuri about, of course, but I just feel more hopeful about our future together. Sneaking a glance at Yuri, who's sitting beside me, I catch her eye and offer her a smile. She smiles back in return and then turns my attention back to the book in front of her. I could definitely see her fighting through all her problems in her own way. But from now, we're back in companionable silence. And that's so often settled between us. To me, that's an indication that things we can be there again.
Okay, everyone.
Monica makes an announcement again that startles me out of my reverie.
We all know school's ending this week, right? Woohoo! Summer vacation. I can't wait for nothing to do all day. Everyone can probably relate to that. Anyway, I was thinking, how about we meet outside the school during summer too, so we can hang out? That sounds like a great idea, Monica. I probably wouldn't want to keep seeing you guys throughout summer anyway. After all, we're just not a club. We're all friends. Well, if you insist, I'd be open to hanging out.
Jeez, Natsuki, you don't have to be so coy about it.
Hey, speak for yourself.
In my case, I'd definitely be down for a little club trip.
Me too. It helped me keep out of the house. And I want to keep talking to everyone here. That's decided then. Let's meet up Saturday after school officially ends. Is that okay with you guys?
We all unanimously agree. I catch Natsuki sneaking a smile at Yuri, but Natsuki only sticks her tongue out at me when I make eye contact with her. Looks like everything's as normal as it gets for now. Normally underrated anyhow. Alright. This seems like a pretty good stopping point. What do you guys think? Holy crap. Look how far I was without saving. From 817? Oh my lord, that was like a damn near like 45 minutes ago. I can only imagine. I can tell. Ah, man, this has been an incredible game so far. Just all the mixed emotions, going through everything. Man, I can't imagine all the things, like the amount of work that has to be done in a mod to make something this good. Something that takes so much time. I really gotta say it. I respect anybody that does this. If you're still in the chat, Psyche I Know Gaming, I just want to let you know what you've been doing has not gone unnoticed. I just want to say you're appreciated, and the things that you do are gonna be well known. And I'll do my best to help support. I hope you know that. I really do enjoy Doki Doki Literature Club. My pleasure. I don't know if you make a living off of making mods or anything like that, or if you want to be like a game designer at some point in your life or anything like that. I don't know. But I just want to let you guys know, like, you have a dream or goal? Thank you. You have a goal or dream? And you want me to support it? Please let me know. I texted my Discord, but I'm actually gonna leave a link and put it in the inside my like links in my freaking whatchamacallit. And if you ever have something you want me to check out, whether you're playing a game, you're trying streaming on your own, or you're making a mod, to learn and re-imply. Wow. I want you to know that I'm going to support every mod that you make. Any mod that you ever made, send them to me. I want to know everyone. Text me that you made that mod, and I promise you I will play every single one of them. I don't care if there are 100 of them. I will play it. As long as you come back to watch it, that's okay. Look at me sounding like a freaking anime character. Let me stop. I really do enjoy this. You know, just hanging out with you guys, playing this game. I didn't think I'd have so much of an enjoyment. I didn't think I would love it so much the way I do. And I feel like I have a real connection with this game and the people that watches it. And since we're almost to the end, well, send me more. Send me more. I want to play all of them. I saved. So, and you're missing again. I really have a blast playing this. You know, I was a little tired today and I didn't know if I wanted to stream or not, but it happens from time to time after I play it full screen. But at the same time, I just want to say I'm very grateful that I did, and I thank everybody that watched it. And you know, it feels very, I look forward to this, you know, every time that I stream. It is. If I exit out and open back up, it'll be fine. But only when I full screen it or full screen size it. Helps me read a little bit better, even though I'm terrible at reading. Thank you. Thank you for checking out the stream. Thank you for watching me play this game. It all started with me trying to make a song from this freaking silly game, and it just grew from there. And then it grew to a mod. I enjoy you watching. I enjoy your comments. I enjoy you just chilling, relaxing. If you just have me in the background while you're cooking dinner, that means the world to me. I've been wanting to be a streamer, YouTuber, or whatever you want to call it for a very long time. So I can't tell you how this is. It makes me literally want to cry, man. You don't understand. But maybe you do. I just hope that I can see you all again next time. And if you do enjoy that someone has a Doki Doki, let them know. And if you have friends that also make mods, send them my way, and I wouldn't mind playing their mods as well. I'm just glad I get to, you know, have something I can do. I look forward to this. But just letting you guys know, I'm probably gonna have to take the day off tomorrow because I do work, and I'm probably gonna relax a little bit. But I will be streaming Monday. Really? I'm excited to play it. Need a little rest. But don't worry, I promise. I'm excited to get back on it. Alright guys, I'm gonna head out for now. But I promise, next time I'm usually gonna be doing 4-hour streams between like 4 to 8. But, you know, if you guys want me to cut a little lower between, you know, 4 to 7 or something like that, this hours, just let me know. Sometimes it might be a little too long for you to watch. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching me. Thank you for giving me more things to watch, especially Psycho Gaming. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Psycho Gaming. I think I'm saying it right, but if I'm not, I'll ask. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna talk to you more you know, more mods, and I'll text you later for sure. But in the meantime, I'm gonna head out. You guys have a great night. I love you guys. And I'm excited, you know, just real excited to see what comes on, see more people joining, and hope they all enjoy. But in the meantime, y'all have a great night. Now stay safe, and I'll see y'all guys Monday. Love you guys. Curly Top out.